you've only played East Hamilton just 4 times. You won 3 of them, but it's a little bit of a rivalry happening there. I mean, it's some good matchups.
Yeah, and the first 2 games were region games.
Yeah,
that we played against them. We split then with those guys, and I know both years it was one year we did not make the playoffs, and the next year we did because of that. So it's it has become pretty much of a rivalry. Yeah.
The Cherokees rush for 336 yards. They have 413 total yards versus the Hurricanes. And while we talk a lot about Hester, Miller, and Evans, talk to us a little bit about the improvement of that offensive line, and who do you see making the biggest strides there?
Well, I mean, I think as a group, we had Eli Patton and Luke Chenard that played most of the year a year before, so we expected those guys to know what they were doing. We moved Chenard down to a guard position, or to the other side on the left side, guard position there. But we expected those guys to come in and be effective right off the bat. Probably the surprise would be J.C. Falls in there. We didn't really know what we were going to get with him. And man, I'm telling you what, if you want to watch some hitting going on, watch that guy when he comes when he pulls out there on counter or power, and he's hitting folks. Yeah, he's getting downhill and doing it. And then probably Genoa there at center and our tackle, our freshman tackle. They've probably been the ones that had the biggest improvement because they had a lot to improve on. They hadn't been on the field on Friday night. Goforth hadn't been at a football on Friday night at all. Mm-hmm. So the upside was huge. Those guys have improved and gotten better, and you can see it each week. You can see it each practice how much they've improved and gotten better. But we need, that needs to continue for that offensive line. But they have gotten tremendously better at this point.
Well, you faced a great runner in quarterback Juan Bullard for East Hamilton. He had 147 yards rushing. First off, he's a pretty athletic kid.
Yeah, athletic, strong, fast. It was hard to get on the ground when we had an opportunity to get him on the ground. He was definitely the problem that we had for their offense, other than the heave-ho and throw it up to the big, tall receiver out there on our little guys on the corners.
Yeah.
But he was the guy. If you stopped him, you could pretty much stop their offense.
Well, I want to talk about those passes. They hit a couple of deep balls on you, and I want to get your take on this. In fact, our Cherokee chat guest at halftime is going to be Davion Evans. He's running stride for stride with 6'3", and that he might have been more like 6'5". He looked like a receiver, David Cole. Ball thrown up in the air, and I guess it's a simultaneous catch. But how did you see that play? It sure looked like Davion comes down with it, but what did you see from the sidelines?
Yeah, I mean, you hope Davion muscles that away from him. Great players going to make great plays, and he was matched up. Davion's matched up a guy a lot bigger in stature than him, so he's got an advantage to begin with. But then Davion makes up for much of that by his technique and how he can cover on the perimeter. Most of the time, quarterbacks don't put it in perfect spots like they did, and a receiver has to basically time that thing out to where he's getting a high point in that ball where we can't get to it. Most of the time, those things don't all work out together, and Davion makes the play. But it happened twice in the game, and you got to give them credit. Don't take anything away from Davion because he was right where he was supposed to be and doing what he's coached to do and competing like he was supposed to compete. And the greatest thing about him is he doesn't let it bother him on the next play because they throw a screen out there and he back cuts the guy in half on the next play. So he doesn't pout when the bad things happen. He just keeps playing, and good things happen to players to do that.
This actually just came to my mind, but there was another guy that was in a lot of plays like the one we just talked about here, and it was when Oak Ridge rolled into town with a guy named T. Higgins not so long ago. Yeah,
a lot like that. And,
I remember that now. We were all over him, but they just kept throwing it up.
Yep. You're going to, it's just the nature of it. If a team's going to beat us doing that, a lot of good things have to happen. And for them to make good throws and the receiver be able to go up and make a play like that and then still come down with the ball while we're getting covered up like a blanket, then, you got to take your hat off to them. Odds are that we feel like odds are that they're not going to be able to do that most of the time, so we're going to play those odds when we play defense.
All right, you're listening to the Rays Auto Body Coaches Bench Show with head coach Bo Cagle. We'll be back in just a moment.
Ray's Body Shop is the name you know and trust. The first place to go when it happens. Rays has many years of experience in the latest in assessment and repair equipment, including their PPG and viral-based paint system, allowing you to go green. Whatever type of insurance you have, whatever make and model vehicle you drive, go see the professionals. They also have towing if you need it. Quality is their priority at Ray's Body Shop, 117 Rocky Mountain Road, Athens, 745-9529.
Welcome back to the Rays Auto Body Coaches Bench Show. I'm Terry Patrick, joined by head coach Bo Cagle. Coach, we talked a little bit about this before the bye week. You were thinking about how you want to spend that extra time. So any special things you feel you got accomplished with a few extra practices and maybe something you were able to spend a little more time on?
Well, I mean, I think just thinking about this week versus Sweetwater, with it being a short week on a Thursday, we got one extra game prep in for that game where we didn't feel behind by Wednesday. So we're on a normal game schedule for the week. But I think the best thing we got in that open week is we competed. Yeah. And it was like it was a competition week, and the guys were having fun, and the JV was getting after it out there too, and the varsity was getting after it, and we had competition periods with inside and perimeter where the guys, if you got beat, you had to do a couple up downs. And they didn't want to do that. So they got after it, competed, and it was almost game-like situation against each other. We had players getting in fights mad at each other while at practice. And you normally don't have that in an open week when it doesn't really matter because Friday you don't have a game. So I think that was a big, big thing for us to see that we still had that in us to compete in these weeks that we didn't have a game on Friday. I think it was hard to get back into game mode, especially on Monday, that we weren't competing, so it was a little different to get back in that game mode. But I think the benefits were really good this year. They were really good.
When you see guys on your own team out there practicing and they get into a little pushing match or whatever, one, I guess you got to contain a little bit of that, but the flip side is it's kind of nice to see too.
Yeah, it just means they're competing, and I did remind them, and I don't think I needed to, but I think that they, that hear the coach talk about it is, I like the competition, I like the way we're doing it, but remember when we walk off the field, we're on the same team. Yeah. We're all doing this for the same purpose, for the same goals, and we got to do it together. But competition's competition, and I remember when I played, I wanted to win every drill. You want to win every race. You want to win every drill. You want to win it all the time. And that's just the competitor inside of it, and it was good to see that we had that amongst our kids.
Which the region standings and playoff seeding really begin to come into focus over the next couple of weeks. I'm going to resist getting too deep into that tonight because we're going to put our sights on Sweetwater. But the Cherokees are sitting in a good position where they at least control their own destiny headed into playoff games. We talked a little bit about it off air, but talk to me about the playoff seeding this year and how there could be some advantages for McMinn County.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think if you look at the bracket, we had to go to Powell last year in the second round of the playoffs. And, if you win, if you actually get to another, if we get a number one seed, then we would host 2 playoff games and possibly 3. And, you got to win to get to the next round. You could host the first round. You won that one. You would host the second because you'd be a 1 seed. And then the way the brackets are set up now, it's our turn.
Even if you had 2 1 seeds in the third round,
we would host that because it's our turn to do that. So if you win the region this year, it's the year to have home games in there. And we've had 6. You could possibly have 9 home games in the same year. Man, that is something pretty cool. So obviously we don't want to look ahead, but those are things that kind of motivate you for the second half of the season.
Talk to our listeners a little about the things that you've been impressed with, or maybe some surprises with regards to this 2022 team.
Yeah, I think the things that we had chalked up before the season we talked about that were going to be issues were our offensive line and our defensive line. And, we won one more game at this point than we have at this point last year. But I think the improvement of those guys are probably the most impressive thing, especially the offensive line. We had some guys on the defensive line, but for our two defensive ends, three out of the four, we knew Aiden Wilson was going to come to play this year. He prepared himself to get ready to do that, and he's played well all year. And the other three defensive linemen have really gotten better each week, and our offensive line. Those were two issues we thought we'd have problems with. And if we keep improving throughout the year, we got 4 more games right here in the regular season. We need to keep improving, and by the end of the year, we'll have a pretty good football team, I believe. Yeah.
You're listening to the Ray's Auto Body Coaches Bench Show. I'm Terry Patrick, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Ray's Body Shop is the name you know and trust, and the first place to go when it happens. Ray's has many years of experience in the latest in assessment and repair equipment, including their PPG and viral-based paint system, allowing you to go green. Whatever type of insurance you have, whatever make and model vehicle you drive, go see the professionals. They also have towing if you need it. Quality is their priority at Ray's Body Shop, 117 Rocky Mountain Road, Athens, 745-9529.
Welcome back to the Ray's Auto Body Coaches Bench Show. I'm Terry Patrick, and joined again by head coach Bo Cagle. Coach, let's turn our attention to tonight's opponent. By the way, homecoming here at McMinn County, the Sweetwater Wildcats. This is the 23rd meeting between the two schools, with the first meeting happening way back in 1933. The Wildcats entered the game with a 5-game win streak and a number 5 ranking in Class 3A football. These guys are going to come out to battle tonight.
Yeah, they're and rightly so. It's a lot different team than what we played last year. They're big across the board, especially on both sides of the line, and they're aggressive. They've got skill players, especially in the backfield, number 24, the quarterback's number 22, big skill guys in the backfield. And then they throw it enough to keep you honest. Yeah. So you can't just load up on the run, and you really need to load up on the run because of the size of the offensive line. They've got guys. They got a big defensive line. It's going to be hard to move around. The last time we played a defensive line this big was against Cleveland, and you saw how well we moved the ball against them. So we're going to see some type of improvement tonight if we're going to be successful against Sweetwater.
If you were sitting in their shoes, and I ask you to do this from time to time with different people, but wouldn't you view this, if you're coaching Sweetwater and you're coming in here, you're number 5 Class 3A, wouldn't you view this game as kind of a measuring stick to kind of see where you're really at? Yeah,
I think I would. I just, when you're the team, and I've been this team, when you're the team coming in with nothing to lose and you're seeing where you stand and your team can play free, and it's a free experience. You can kind of roll the dice. It's not a region game. It's not a game that means anything other than how well do I stack up against a 5A football team that's right next door to us, and how well we compete. It's a fun game to prepare for. It's a fun game to coach in when it's that way, because you're not really scared about anything. You can leave it all out there, and you can talk to your kids that way, and just leave it on the field and have fun and get after them and play hard and the things that you do to play football. So it's probably going to be a lot of fun for them this week.
And while it's not maybe a traditional rivalry, it's a town that's right up the road. Yeah. There's a few bragging rights as well.
Yeah, and definitely our kids have played against each other. It's probably not as distinct as McMinn Central, but in the youth leagues here, they have always played against each other. Yeah. So they know all the players they're already talking about. We've got kids that went to Ashton City Middle School that are playing on Sweetwater's football team. So, they've been to school with them. They've played against them. So, it's one of those deals. Mike Martin being a coach at Meigs County for those many years, and we know those guys. Yeah. So it makes it a lot of fun to play against teams like that.
Sweetwater's offense is averaging 32 points a game. Talk to us about how they'll line up tonight. You alluded to it a little bit, and any specific players we may want to keep an eye on out there.
Well, you're going to keep an eye on the quarterback for sure, because he's a big guy. He's probably as big as what we saw against East Hamilton. Big quarterback that runs it well. The running backs are really good. What are they going to do? I have no idea. Mike Martin does a great job scheming up what you're not good at, and we do have deficiencies in our defense that are hard. They're hard to pull out as an offensive coach, but we have some, Mike Martin's a good enough coach to be able to find those. You saw it last year on his first drive when he went down and scored on us, which is really good for us because it shows our deficiencies, and then we get better for the rest of the year, and it helps us do that. He gets in about 27 different formations, so you have to be prepared and ready for that, which is really good for us to have to do that because Walker Valley's going to do the same thing to us the next week. So we're having to prepare for things. He's not going to run a lot of plays, and the plays aren't the problem. It's lining up, and if you get lined up correctly, it takes care of about 80% of the whole deal if we can line up correctly. But that's what he's going to try to get you. He's going to formation you, get you lined up wrong, run one of their simple plays, and they'll bust one on you. So that's what we're looking at for our defense is to come out and just make sure that we are fundamentally sound doing things right. If we do that, we'll have an opportunity to stop them defensively.
I do remember them throwing the first punch last year. I mean, they drove it right down the field, and obviously you guys made some adjustments there, but they're going to be quite capable of moving the football.
Absolutely, because, I mean, they just do such a good job of that, and that's why.
As good as the Wildcats have been on offense, their defense has been equally up to the task. They're giving up they gave up 23 at Meigs County in week 1. They lose that game by 1 point, but only 58 more points over the next 5 games, so that's an average they're giving up scoring-wise of 13 points a game. They have wins at Rockwood. They win a game against Loudon at home. Then they travel to Kingston, to Sequoia, and Signal Mountain, win all 3. They're kind of road warriors a little bit.
Yeah.
Tell us what we're going to see from this defense. How are they going to line up?
Yeah, they're an 8-man front. They're going to try to keep 8 in the box no matter what you do. And so that means they got 4 down linemen, 4 linebackers. They play 3 deep on the back end for the most part. They'll get in some 2 shell too, and they'll get some 3-man front depending on down and distance. But you know, their number one thing is going to stop the run. And if they can stop the run, they'll be successful. They got big defensive linemen, like I said before. We hadn't seen defensive linemen like this since we played Cleveland. Hard to move around, take up a lot of space, and you got to exploit them on the perimeter. I think we talked about with Ray County, I think, having to exploit them on the perimeter because we had just better players out there for it, and we may have to end up doing that tonight because of how their defensive front takes up so much space and how they're downhill and how they're going to try to stop the run on you.
Yeah. Would you anticipate putting the ball up in the air much tonight?
Well, I mean, game dictates
what
that.
They give you, I guess.
Yeah, it does dictate that. I think that I'm getting more comfortable letting Coach Freeman call those pass plays. I'll just be honest. It makes me nervous when we're getting 5 or 6 yards running the ball to ever even put it in the air because we can throw it to the other team or, you get behind the chains and those things happen. But with the hard work that Caden Hester's putting in with those receivers, staying after practice, throwing with those guys, and what we do during practice, I feel like that we've got opportunities to take some advantage of people down the field. And to be successful down the road, we're going to have to do that. So, I look forward to taking what the defense gives us all the time. That could dictate us throwing the ball down the field a little more.
All right, thank you, Coach. You've been listening to the Rays Auto Body Coaches Bench Show with head coach Bo Cagle. We're moments away from kickoff. You're listening to Cherokee Football on 101.7 FM WJSQ. Back in 60 seconds.
Ray's Body Shop is the name you know and trust, and the first place to go when it happens. Ray's has many years of experience in the latest in assessment and repair equipment, including their PPG and viral-based paint system, allowing you to go green. Whatever type of insurance you have, whatever make and model vehicle you drive, go see the professionals. They also have towing if you need it. Quality is their priority at Ray's Body Shop, 117 Rocky Mountain Road, Athens, 745-9529.
You've been listening to the Coach's Bench, a pregame interview with head football coach Bo Cagle, sponsored by Ray's Auto Body, Rocky Mountain Road, Athens. Stand by. McMinn County Cherokee football is next on 101.7 WJSQ and WLAR.
WJSQ FM 101.7 WLAR AM 1450 Athens.
McMinn County Cherokee's football on WJSQ and WLAR is brought to you by Star Regional Medical Center, All Things Exterior, Osmond Flooring, Simmons Bank, Madison Avenue Pharmacy, Companion Funeral Home, Iwasi Builder Supply, L&M Motors, Tennessee Wesleyan University, Capstar Bank, Plaza Electronics and Appliances, and Athens Insurance. And now with tonight's play-by-play, here's Terry Patrick.
Good evening and welcome to Homecoming at Cherokee Stadium in Athens, Tennessee, where tonight we bring you a non-region matchup between the McMinn County Cherokees and the Sweetwater Wildcats. This is the 23rd meeting between the two schools, with McMinn County holding a 17-4 advantage with one tie. I'm Terry Patrick. I'll be bringing you the play-by-play, and I want to bring in my broadcast partner, Jared Wright, who will bring the color commentary tonight. Jared, the Wildcats come into this game. They have a 5-1 record, ranked number 5 in the state in Class 3A. The Cherokees can't get caught looking ahead to the Walker Valley game next Friday night, or this turns into a trap game.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Trap game is the key right there. That's going to be the key, is to get past this one and take care of business tonight.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Take a 2-minute break, and we'll be back with the national anthem. 2 minutes.
Of the MCHS choral department from the 1980s to the class of 2022.
Count on Star Regional Medical Center to care for your heart. We offer a range of cardiac services close to home, from healthy heart care to emergency cardiac care and our accredited chest pain center. We're at the heart of our community's health. Star Regional Medical Center, from the routine to the unforeseen, count on us. Take our free heart health assessment online at starregional.com.
Did you know that All Things Exterior has the largest selection of vinyl siding and metal roofing in this area? Hi, I'm Buffy Jones, inviting you to stop by and see how we can help with your construction or home improvement project. Our prices are competitive and no job is too big or small. Many colors are available within 1 to 2 business days. Micah and I have nearly 20 years of experience, so we know the industry. And we have professional installers who can get the job done right. We're located at 723 Congress Parkway South of Athens. All Things Exterior, your one-stop shop for vinyl siding, roofing, and more.
Osmond Flooring has just received truckload after truckload of over 15 styles and colors of first-quality waterproof plank flooring for the insanely low prices of $1.89 and $1.99 per square foot while supplies last. And don't forget, they have over 80 styles and colors for every price point and budget. They'll price match and beat anything. So bring your truck. Or they have the best professional installers around and can usually get the job done within a week. Absolutely worth the drive and easy to find. Osmond Flooring, 2412 South Congress Parkway, across from McMinn County High School in Athens.
At Simmons Bank, community matters. Since 1903, we've been dedicated to serving our communities with empowered local leadership. I'm Shane Whaley, Regional President of our East Tennessee market. While some things have changed in recent years, one thing that's stronger than ever is our local team's commitment to serving our community. We offer exceptional service and unmatched expertise to provide solutions for your financial needs. A reliable partner for you because, after all, we're always better together.
Simmons Bank, member FDIC.
Welcome back to Cherokee Stadium. I should mention our statistician Terry Stansel is also in the press box, and he'll join us at halftime with stats and comments about the first half. Also at halftime, Davion Evans is going to join us for Cherokee Chat. You'll want to stay tuned for that interview with Davion. And, Jared, that's someone you're familiar with, Davion Evans.
He is quite the athlete. Seen him last 2 years on the basketball court, and definitely on the football field. He does everything he can do on the basketball court as well, and that's be elusive. So that'll be an interesting halftime conversation there on the Cherokee Chat.
Absolutely. Sweetwater comes into the game. They play out of Region 3 3A. They're 5-1 overall. They're 3-0 in the region. They suffer a Week 1 loss to Meigs County 23-22, but then 5 straight wins at Rockwood. They beat Loudon at home, and then they go to Kingston, they go to Sequoia, and to Signal Mountain, win all 3 of those games. Jared, these guys have already proven to be road warriors with 4 victories away from Sweetwater. Wouldn't you think they're going to come into this game tonight with the mindset, hey, we've got nothing to lose, let's get another road win?
Well, yeah, and they can spoil homecoming. It's homecoming night for the Cherokees, and so they could definitely play spoiler to that and avenge last season's loss to the Cherokees. So we'll see how they come out if they come out firing like you talked about with Coach Cagle on the start, like they did last year.
They did a year ago. You're right. McMinn County plays out of Region 4 5A. They're 4-2 overall, 2-0 in the region. That's important. They get the big win over McMinn Central 50-0 before losing at Cleveland 6-3. Another region, the first region win really over Ray County 43-14. Lost at Bradley 42-24, and then home wins over Howard, a region game, and then 2 weeks ago over East Hamilton 29-20. Jared, I'm anxious to see this new backfield combination of Hester at quarterback and Miller at running back now after they've had 2 weeks of prep.
I think that's the key. Having that bye week in between has really probably helped them kind of gel a little bit. Not that they weren't gelled already going into that. 2 seniors on this team. I'm interested to see how it works out. Jaden Miller is going to be a force coming out of the backfield. There's no doubt about it.
I think he will be as well. Captains are headed out to midfield. That's Caden Hester, Cole Pryor, Aiden Wilson, and Landon Fagans are your captains for McMinn. But right now, let's go ahead and get to that starting lineup, Jared.
All right, for Sweetwater on the offensive line, they'll include 57, a senior, Javon Junkins. Number 59, Eli Brown, a senior. 66, Maddox Johnson will be the center. He's a junior. 50, Jesus Guzman. He's a junior. He'll also be the kicker for him. And 70, David Cozart. He's a senior. Quarterback will be 22, Landon Boyd. He's one of their captains tonight. He's a senior as well. Number 9 will be the running back. That's Braden Westfield, a sophomore. Fullback, 23, Kaya Correll, a junior. Wideouts include 11, Ryan Littleton, a senior. Number 8, Chris Alford, a junior, who is also serving as a captain. And tight end, number 1, Ben Coleman, who's a junior. On defense, the Wildcats will have on the ends Guzman and Junkins. At nose tackle, it'll be Cozart, number 70 again. Linebackers include Ty Webster, who's a junior. He's also one of the captains tonight for Sweetwater. Also in the linebacking core is 7, Javen Melton, a junior. 23, Carell out there as well. And 9, Westfield will be in the linebacking core. Cornerbacks include 16, Jeremiah Paris, a freshman, and 12, Braylon Ferguson, a senior. Safeties include 3, Brennan Tuatemez, a senior, and 11, Littleton. As I mentioned, Guzman will handle the punting duties, and Tua Temez will be the kicker. On the other side, for McMinn County on the offensive line, it's right tackle 61, Eli Patton, 6'2", 269-pound junior. 53, J.C. Falls, 5'11", 230 junior, will play right guard. Center includes 62, Genoa Robinson, a 5'11", 287 junior. Left guard, 65, Luke Chenard, 6'2", 246-pound senior. Left tackle, 77, Camden Goforth, 6'3", 260 freshman. Quarterback is Caden Hester, number 16, 6'2", 150-pound senior. Jaden Miller will be the tailback, number 9. He's 6'1", 193-pound senior. Wideouts will include number 28, Dakota Thompson, 5'6", 129-pound sophomore. Number 8, Cole Pryor, who was a captain as well, 6 foot, 156-pound senior. Number 3, Luke Hensley, 5'9", 150 senior. And number 1, Grady Prince, 6 foot, 166-pound senior. On the defensive side of the ball for the Cherokees, the ends will include 57, Caden Melton, 6 foot, 165-pound sophomore, and 19, Josh Rouse, a 6 foot, 188-pound junior. Interior is the 55, Jackson Montgomery, 5'11", 205-pound sophomore. Aiden Wilson, 6 foot, 220-pound senior. He's number 99. Linebackers include Luke Sliger, number 44, 5'10", 169-pound junior. Number 4, Nolan Brown, 5'11", 171-pound senior. And 41, Landon Fagans, 6'2", 204 junior. Cornerbacks include Davion Evans, number 7, 5'5", 130-pound senior. Luke Hensley as well. Jaden Miller and Caden Hester will be the safeties going both ways tonight. And, of course, Spencer Solons, number 82, will handle all kicking duties, 6'3", 210-pound junior. Caden Hester will still be the holder, and J.C. Falls the long snapper.
All right, thank you, Jared. And we're going to get right to football because Spencer Solons is out there getting ready to tee it up. First of all, it's 73 degrees here in Athens. There's not a cloud in the sky.
It's perfect.
It is perfect football weather. I think it's going to be in the upper 50s maybe by the end of the game, but it feels great out here right now. The Athens Fire Department Honor Guard was on the field before the kickoff and during the national anthem, and I think that was the alumni chorus.
It was alumni and I think even some current students. So
they did outstanding.
Tristan Rowland, the choir director, music director here at McMinn, did an outstanding job there.
Here's the opening kickoff by Solons, and it goes through the end zone. And so on the McMinn won the toss. They deferred to the second half. They chose to kick off, so they'll get the ball coming out in the second half. They just kicked it left to right from school side to scoreboard side. McMinn County is in their all-black uniforms, black shirts, black pants, black helmets, all trimmed in yellow. And Sweetwater comes out in yellow pants, white shirts with blue numerals, and they have blue helmets. And the
easy to read.
Yeah, side of the helmets just have the letters SHS for Sweetwater High School. All right, so we're ready for football here. First down and 10 from the 20, and that's the quarterback, Landon Boyd. We'll talk about him here in a second. Here's the handoff, going to the right side, finds a little bit of running room, maybe a couple of yards. Jared, Coach Cagle talked about this kid that's playing quarterback for him, Landon Boyd, and he compared him to the East Hamilton quarterback a couple of weeks ago. He is big. I don't know what his height and weight is, but he does look like that kid a lot. He is a big quarterback.
He is, and I'd seen online he's also listed as a linebacker, so
yeah,
he's got that linebacker size. If you're listening at home or in the stands, you can vouch for that. But they faced off against Bullard, who's outstanding. I expect him to know what's coming here.
Picked up one on first down. Second down and 9. He's going to throw out to the right side. It's complete, but the receiver is taken down immediately by Davion Evans.
Outstanding job. We've talked about it numerous times this year of how quick he can close out there. And he did just that. I want to take a second and say all the alumni that are back. I know there's a couple of classes, 20-year reunions going on, 2002, so a lot of fans here listening. Welcome back for homecoming weekend.
It's a pretty good Thursday night crowd, but people are still filing in. They're coming in a little late. And by the way, a nice crowd across the way for Sweetwater. It's third down and 12, whistle before the snap. Might have had some movement by Sweetwater. We got a timeout. Yep, Sweetwater's going to call a timeout. With that timeout, we'll take a 60-second break. No score, 10:45 to go here at McMinn County, 60 seconds.
Now's the best time to take precautions against the flu. Madison Avenue Pharmacy, your independently owned Health Mart pharmacy, has both the standard flu vaccine and the new high-dose flu vaccine recommended for patients age 65 and older. You may have a weaker immune system. With a twindemic of both COVID-19 and flu expected this season, it's also a good time to sign up for the new bivalent Moderna booster. Madison Avenue Pharmacy, open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 1 on Saturday, 1001 West Madison Avenue, Athens. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and to care.
Companion Funeral Home of Athens is thankful to have served thousands of families since opening their doors in 2017. If you thought about making pre-arrangements to take the burden off your family and make sure your wishes are carried out when the time comes, they'll treat you with respect and assist you with the process as though you're a member of their own family. They also accept pre-arrangements from other funerals. For a no-obligation consultation, give Robbie Cody at Companion Funeral Home a call at 423-453-2302 or stop by 400 South Lake.
Back at McMinn County Stadium, Boyd's pass over the middle is dropped by Ryan Littleton. He was not going to have the first down, but he was going to have some positive yardage. Going to bring up now 4th down and 12 for the Wildcats.
Good stop. I mean, a lot of that was credit to he kind of heard the footsteps and dropped it.
Good coverage there. Here's Davion Evans. He takes a punt at the 46-yard line, looking for running room. He finds it down the right side from the 30 to the 25, makes a move to the 15 to the 10, still on his feet, knocked out of bounds.
And it was the punter that brought him down.
Wow. He made some nice little moves there along the way, some nice jukes to free himself, and he's inside the 10-yard line. They're going to mark it all the way down at the 7-yard line of Sweetwater. He almost took that one to the house.
He did. And when I say the punter, everybody that watches football knows if you get tackled by the punter, it's embarrassing. But this punter is also a lineman and defensive player, so he's used to tackling.
And he used that sideline to help him out as well.
Yes.
So McMinn County comes in starting 1st and goal at the Sweetwater 7 on their first possession. Caden Hester's your quarterback. Miller's at running back. They've got Davion Evans in at a receiver now. So they're working him in at that wide receiver position. Here comes Davion Evans again. This time he's not going to get the call. Hester keeps it. He's inside the 5, driving forward. He's not going to make it. He was actually hit at the line of scrimmage, and he kept pushing the Sweetwater defender back. And we're going to call it the 3-yard line of Sweetwater. So we'll pick up a 4, and it's going to be 2nd down and goal from the 3.
That was just pure strength by Caden Hester. He drug him for several yards.
Just underway here at McMinn County. Just under 10 minutes to go in the first quarter. No score. Caden Hester, the quarterback. Jaden Miller. Now Aiden Wilson goes in motion. Could be a little confusion, but they're set now. Miller up the middle, untouched, into the end zone. Touchdown, Cherokees with 9:45 to go in the first quarter. McMinn County has struck first, and it's 6-0.
Can't ask for a better start than that right there. Great defensive stand, great return. Sets up an easy two-play touchdown.
All right, so McMinn County quickly on the ball. You know, they run those, they get tricky on their extra points sometime. Now they're going to line up in a traditional extra point formation. Sullins is in there to attempt, and Hester is the holder. Kick is away, and it's good. So 9:45 to go in the first quarter. McMinn County leads Sweetwater 7-0. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Hiwassee Builders Supply has been a part of our community for over 60 years. Hiwassee started in 1958 with a humble store on the square in downtown Athens and a lumber yard located on top of Depot Hill. They've grown ever since. Success should never be selfish. That's why the folks at Hiwassee believe their business has not only an opportunity, but a responsibility to contribute to the successful growth of the community in which we live and work. Hiwassee Builders Supply is proud to support our local schools and student athletes.
L&M Motors, your local Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealer, is a proud supporter of McMinn County Cherokee Athletics. Brothers Leon and Marvin Hammond founded L&M Motors back in 1966. And under Kevin Hammond's direction, it's still going strong at 1001 South White Street in Athens. Go see Kevin and the crew at L&M Motors today and tell them the voice of the Cherokees, Terry Patrick, sent you.
Back at Cherokee Stadium on a beautiful evening, 9:45 to go in the first quarter. McMinn leads already 7-0. Here's the kick by Sullins. This one's going to be inside the 5, taken at the 3-yard line. Back to the 15, finds a gap over the 30 to the 35, pushed out of bounds, and actually a big hit by Sullins.
Wow.
Talk about that punter for Sweetwater making the tackle.
Hey, I guess Spencer saw it on the sideline. He thought, hey, I'm going to have to get into this a little bit too, and he just comes in firing away.
And here he is running out to get the kicking tee now. But, man, the whole team swarmed around him after that hit. Love to see a kicker get in a hit like that. It was a great return, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Up to the 38-yard line, and that's where Sweetwater will take over for their second possession at their own 38. We've seen some returns already tonight. So here is Boyd. He has Westfield in the backfield. And he's got his fullback back there, Carell. It goes to Westfield. He's going to be up over the 40 to about the 41, I think is where they're going to mark it.
That was a good stop by Caden Melton. Met him right there off the end. Got out there off his guy and squared him right up.
Coach Cagle talked about this Sweetwater team along their offensive line and defensive line. They are big, and they're big in the sense of what we saw at Cleveland High School. So he was a little concerned about the size, and I'm concerned about the size of that quarterback when he starts running.
I found a few of them, a couple of them listed at 220 on the right side of the line.
Wow.
So we'll see how they handle that the rest of the night for McMinn.
So Boyd in the backfield with Westfield. Boyd looking to pass under a little bit of pressure. Tries to set up a screen, although there weren't any blockers out there. Maybe it was just he dumped it off to Westfield. Picks up a couple of yards up to, we'll call it the 43-yard line.
That was Nolan Brown getting that tackle on the sideline. Had him wrapped up but kind of slipped off but held onto his jersey long enough to get him to step on the sideline.
Get some help there, yeah. So now it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 5. 8:50 to go in the first quarter. McMinn leads 7-0. Big 3rd down right here. We should mention Malik Arnett is the starting running back typically for Sweetwater. But we found out at game time he was not able to go. He suffered an injury, so he is out, and Braden Westfield is in the backfield. 2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. Here's the snap. They're going to fake it to Westfield, rolling out, looking for a receiver. He's going to have to throw it away, and he does. Nobody was even close to the throw. The receiver was about 15 yards farther downfield.
I was trying to add it up real quick. I was like, man, he was not anywhere close to that one. So I don't know I think that was just a throwaway completely on that one.
Braden was under pressure, so it's another 3 and out, it looks like, for Sweetwater after the good return up to the 38-yard line. They were able to advance it only to the 43. It's now 4th down and 5. And that is a big punter.
Yep. Plays offensive and defensive line for him as well.
And punts.
And he's just a junior, so.
Davion Evans standing on his own 22. Hensley's back there as well. They're going to kick it to Hensley this time. Actually, they're going to kick it way out of bounds. So we'll see where they're going to mark this. Referee still walking up past the 30. He's going to go to the 34-yard line. So after the punt, McMinn's going to take over for their second possession. They're going to take over at their own 34-yard line. And they're on the ball quickly, ready to go here. 8:36 to go in the first quarter. Hester and Miller in the backfield. Hester's the quarterback. Look to the sideline. Grady Prince getting the start at wide receiver tonight. Hensley's out there. Dakota Thompson's out there.
Really an all-new receiving core out there compared to the last couple of games we've seen.
And here is Miller up the middle, and he's got lots of running room. He's up over the 50. He's going to be hard to bring down to the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. He's going to go all the way. Miller into the end zone for another score.
Unreal. Talk about some moves right there, and just was able to.
66 yards. 66 yards for Jaden Miller. It's 2 touchdowns on the night.
And quick. I mean, you can't say sustain a drive when you can break off runs like that. Don't worry about it. Get the points on the board.
Boy, they're making this look a little too easy. Here's Hester, and they're going to go for 2 here. Hester's going to try to run it in, and he's going to push over, and he's in. Caden Hester in for the 2-point conversion, and that's going to make it 15. McMinn County 15, Sweetwater 0. With 8:23 to go in the first quarter. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
At Capstar Bank, we're listening. We want to earn not just your business, but your confidence and loyalty. Capstar Bank is locally owned and operates with a higher level of personalization and passion for greatness than any bank you've ever encountered. Capstar Bank, with locations in Athens, Etowah, Cleveland, Sweetwater, Madisonville, and East Tennessee, and online at capstarbank.com. Capstar Bank, we're listening. Remember, FDIC, equal housing lender.
Getting a good night's sleep is essential to your quality of life. So your mattress is one of the most important purchases you'll ever make. When it comes to comfort, one size doesn't fit all. The friendly staff at Plaza Electronics can help you find the right fit with brands like Tempur-Pedic, Serta, iComfort, and Beauty Rest. They also have lift beds and lift chairs, offering free delivery and setup, 12 months same as cash. Proudly serving this area for over 32 years, Plaza Electronics and Appliances. Visit them at the new location in the former home of Staples at 1609 Congress Parkway South, Athens.
Back at Cherokee Stadium, Spencer Solon sets it up on the tee and kicks it deep into the end zone. There's going to be no return, so it's going to be 1st down and 10 for Sweetwater at the on 20. Maybe he kicked it short last time because he wanted to make a good tackle.
Hey, that could have been.
He had a hidden talent we didn't know he had.
We've already had the Cherokee chat, but that would have been a good one for him. Maybe get a follow-up to that.
8:23 to go in the first quarter. And McMinn is striking quickly tonight. It's 15-0 already over Sweetwater. So far, no looking ahead to that Walker Valley game next week.
And I'll be honest, I was fearing for that tonight coming into this one.
Boyd hands it to Westfield across the right side. He's going to be lucky to get to the line of scrimmage. And here's a late flag coming down on the far sideline. And we had 2 players kind of going at it with each other, just pushing a little, but I'm not sure who they're going to call this on. There was no gain on the play. He got back to the line of scrimmage. Westfield did, but let's see who gets the call here. Trying to find he's referee. They're talking it over.
See if it'll be offsetting if there's 2 of them involved.
Yeah, they looked like they were both kind of pushing. Yep, they're going to call it on McMinn, I think. Well, that's not what you need.
No.
Up 15-0, give them 15 yards. So it's going to be a personal foul on McMinn County, and they're going to mark it off to the 34-yard line. I guess they had lost a yard on that play because the 15 yards gets them up to the 34. So we'll consider that after the play. So the play went for 1 yard to the 21, but then you tacked on 15 yards on the penalty. So it's 1st and 10 for Sweetwater. They've got the fullback Cagle back there with the quarterback this time. Here's the snap. Carell's going to get it up the middle. Not much there, maybe a yard. There's some big-time blocking going on the far side. Again, it was some stuff going on extracurricular. No call this time. Already getting a little punchy out there. Ball's carried up to the 36-yard line. It's a gain of 2 on the play. Going to bring up 2nd down and 8. 7:44 to go in the first quarter. 15-0, McMinn County.
No, a lot of people probably don't think of it as a border battle, but there's enough people that live kind of on that McMinn County, Monroe County line that some of them go to Sweetwater, some of them come here, so maybe some rivalry starting up down there.
Here's Westfield going over right tackle. He's going to have a couple more yards, maybe up to the 40-yard line. That's a pickup of 4, actually.
Westfield on the carry.
And with that gain, it's going to be 3rd down and 4. Yeah, Coach Cagle actually talked about that just a little bit. A lot of these guys did play against each other in youth football because that's, these teams played Sweetwater as they were growing up. So, yeah, there's several of them that know each other, played together. Hester coming off on defense, maybe just getting a break.
Miller came in for him real quick, so a little switch there.
So nobody's tending to him. I think he just needed a little breather maybe. So 3rd down and 4. Big down here. Boyd, the quarterback. He's got Westfield back there. He's going to fake to Westfield. Now he throws it out, and it's incomplete.
Just threw it a little too strong over the head of his receiver, Paris, out there. And another stop by the defense.
Jeremiah Paris. So 4th down and 4. We'll see what they're going to do here.
And
I didn't see the quarterback. Yeah, he's coming back onto the field. They may go for it here, not wanting to fall any more behind. Yep, they're not in a punting position or formation. So 4th down and 4.
Everybody from McMinn's within 7 yards of the line right there.
They're going to fake it. They're going to try to throw deep down the sideline. Davion Evans is there step for step with the receiver. The ball's incomplete. Thrown about 3 or 4 yards past the receiver.
That's what I was going to say, just a little too strong. And Davion Evans right there really had the inside position. If that ball was a little bit shorter, I think he had a good play on it.
Davion Evans, we talked about this. Of course, again, he's my guest for Cherokee Chat, but he played such a good game at East Hamilton, but yet, they completed 2 passes on him just because the receiver was 6'4". But he had perfect position, and he typically does. So McMinn takes over then at the 40-yard line of Sweetwater. So 1st down, Hester in the backfield. Tarzan is back there. Here's a pass over the middle. He's got Hensley wide open. Hits him at the 10, and Hensley goes right into the end zone. Sweetwater has nothing to stop this offense right now.
40-yard touchdown like it's nothing.
40-yard touchdown pass from Hester to Hensley. One play again. On their last possession, it was one play, a 66-yard touchdown run. So just like that, it's 21-0 in the first quarter. Wow. This is the number 5 team in Class 3A.
Yep. And I'll be honest, looking at that coming into the week, I thought, coming off the bye week, can you get up for a team like that coming in and letting that ranking play in your head? But obviously, coaching staff, Coach Cagle, and these players have responded like they should have.
They have. Here's the extra point. It's up and it's good. It's 22-0 with 6:22 to go in the first quarter. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Our regional medical group.
Nothing we can do with integrity and excellence.
Nothing to call us to handle, nothing we can do. Life's a story. We're here for you. Athens Insurance, serving East Tennessee since 1931.
Count on Star Regional Medical Center for emergency care close to home. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, including the higher level of heart care found in an accredited chest pain center. Because when illnesses, injuries, strokes, and heart attacks strike, every minute matters. Star Regional Medical Center. From the routine to the unforeseen, count on us. Learn more at starregional.com.
Back at Cherokee Stadium, here's the kickoff by Sullins. It's going to be deep and carry into the end zone. The return man did catch the ball, but he was 1 yard deep in the end zone, so he cannot advance that. Jared, by my count, McMinn County, leading 22-0, has ran 4 offensive plays.
Yeah, I've got the same thing.
4 offensive plays. They've scored 3 touchdowns.
It kind of looks like a team up the road in Knoxville that wears orange and white a little bit. Defense might start telling them, even though some of them play both ways, some of them might be going, hey, guys, can you at least, run a little bit of clock here? We've got to take a break off of the defensive side.
Sweetwater begins their 4th possession. We're still halfway through the first quarter, and they begin that possession from their own 20-yard line. Here's the snap, handed off, up the middle. It's going to gain about 4 or 5 yards, I think 5 up to the 25. And that was Westfield. Yeah, we'll give him the 25 on that. So a gain of 5 is going to bring up 2nd down and 5. Again, 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. McMinn leads this game 22-0.
Brings up 2nd and 6.
There's a lot of JV players, younger players, that are thinking they're going to be in the game.
Better start stretching now.
Start stretching. Boyd in the backfield. He gets it. Hands off again to Westfield over the right side now. He's being chased by Sliger. I think Sliger brings him down. He's going to lose some yards there. Back to the 24, I believe. Yep, they'll mark it at the 24. Loss of 1. That's going to bring up another 3rd down for Sweetwater. 3rd down now and 6. They got to make it up to the 30. Boyd has not completed a pass tonight. Overthrown a few receivers. Hit one over the middle, though, that should have been caught. But it's 3rd down and 6. McMinn certainly looking very good tonight thus far. Still early. So Boyd in the backfield. He's got Westfield back there. And now there's a whistle. There's a flag. I think that is delay of game. Yep. That's going to cost Sweetwater 5 yards. That's the last thing they needed right now. The delay of game will take it back to the 19-yard line. And it also makes it 3rd down and 11. Again, a beautiful night here, homecoming night. As Jared mentioned, lots of classes here. Old friends seeing each other. Here's Boyd now rolling to his right. He's got a receiver open. He's going to be complete, and then he's going to be hammered down by 3 or 4 Cherokees on the far sideline.
That was Carell on that catch in the flats there. And
Carell gets up over the 25-yard line to the 27. It's going to bring up 4th down and 3. After not making it on a 4th down conversion on the last possession, they're going to punt this time, or at least they're lined up to punt.
Yep.
Davion Evans is back. Hensley is back. They're going to be standing at their own 45-yard line. Waiting for the snap.
Could be about the same exact place Davion caught it earlier.
Here's the punt. It's away. Got a little pressure. He's going to kick it out of bounds, and I think this is certainly going to be a possession that McMinn's going to take over in Sweetwater territory again.
I think they're still
trying to determine where they're going to mark it. Yeah, the 44. So McMinn takes over at the Sweetwater 44-yard line. It's their 4th possession. 3 of the possessions have started in Sweetwater territory.
I would
That's a
say,
good sign.
it's good even if you have to start in your own territory, but then they break off a 66-yard run on the other side of the 50,
true.
so it didn't really matter.
Tarzan White in at running back now. Hester, the quarterback, is going to hand it to White up the middle. He's got some yardage. Still, wow, kept those legs grinding in there. He's up inside the 40, so he's going to have a good 5 yards. We'll mark him at the 39-yard line.
Good run.
Kind of been waiting to see Tarzan White out there a little bit more, and he's going to get the opportunity now, especially with Cody Thompson out.
We've seen him in both Central games be really get a lot of minutes there and produce some good runs both back-to-back years.
Here's White again, this time around the left side. He's got some speed. He's got a first down. He's inside the 30, inside the 25.
This one might be coming back. Little penalty marker there right at the 39-yard line.
Yep, you're right.
It's a good run, though.
Looks like he had some good moves there, but somebody might have held to free him up. So the flag resting on the 39-yard line, you think that would go back probably to the 49. That's going to, if it does, that's going to bring up second down and 15. .307 to go in the first quarter. McMinn County leads 22-0. And the ball does go back to the 49-yard line with the penalty. This drive started at the 44. So second down and 15. Lose the yardage, but still get the down over. Here's Tarzan again up the middle. He's met hard. Boy, he got a good head of steam going, but then easy now. There's a flag. Is he going to give that 15 right back? Javen Melton for Sweetwater. He stayed with the tackle a little too long.
Yeah, and credit. I mean, he made a huge stop right there. Hit him hard and knocked him back. But then if you don't stop after that whistle, you're going to get them 15 yards, and Cherokees will take that one every time.
The run had went up, we'll call it the 45-yard line of Sweetwater. And then they're going to tack that on, I believe, to the end of the run. So they take it all the way to the 30-yard line. That's exactly right. So now it's going to be first and 10 for the Cherokees, and they've got it at the Sweetwater 13. When this play starts, it'll be just under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. 22-0, McMinn County on top. It's been an exciting first quarter.
It's the longest drive McMinn's had.
Yeah, 3 or 4 plays. Here's Tarzan again. Up the middle, only a couple of yards this time, up to the 28-yard line of Sweetwater. They're still playing that run. I'm telling you, if McMinn wants to throw the ball, I think they're going to be able to do it. Coach Cagle alluded that they would almost always have 8 people in the box. And that's kind of what they're showing with their linebackers right now.
And their defense is missing a big cornerback, a senior, Wesley Bean. I know his family, he got injured last week, so he's out trying to nurse it back to next week. But that secondary missing a key back there for Sweetwater, the leader.
Tarzan White gets the carry, but he's only going to have about a yard if he got anything at all. We'll call it the 27. So let's call it a pickup of 1 where it's going to bring third down and 7. 3rd and 7.
This is that drive that the defense was probably begging them for.
Yeah, getting a little break over there on the sideline. Now back to pass. Hester. He throws it over to Tarzan White, but I tell you what, Sweetwater was there to play it pretty good, and here comes another late flag in. The pass was complete to White. He got back to the line of scrimmage. It looked like there might be something more than that. So waiting to see what the flag is here. Again, it came in late.
Yep, they're going against Sweetwater.
I think that was another late hit, another
face
person.
Mask.
Face mask, okay. Now, that's only of the 5-yard variety. So it's going to march the ball down to the 22-yard line. And it's going to be, I guess, third down.
Third and
one.
Yep.
Wasn't sure if that was something that was after the play or not. So they're going to get the play over. Ball is sitting at the 22-yard line, 3rd down and 1. Tarzan White stays in the game. They're going to go with him on this possession, it looks like. Here is a fake to White. Now they throw to Hensley. He's got some running room. He is fast, and he's in the end zone. He just outran Ryan Littleton, who really had an angle on him from that cornerback position, but it's going to go down as a 22-yard touchdown pass to Hensley, his 2nd touchdown of the night.
Outstanding, and sure hands Hensley had to come up off the ground a little bit to get it, but just got a good block on the outside there and took off.
Unbelievable. They're going to line up for the extra point. It's 28-0 now. McMinn County, 17 seconds to go in the first quarter. Here's a snap. Kick is up, and it is good. 29-0 with 17 seconds to go. McMinn leads Sweetwater. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Did you know that All Things Exterior is your one-stop shop for energy-efficient metal roofing, vinyl siding, windows, doors, decking, gutters, and more? Basically, if it involves the exterior of your home, we can help. Hi, I'm Becky Jones. For nearly 20 years, Micah and I have been honored to help with your construction and home improvement projects. Whether you need 1 sheet of metal or 100, we appreciate your business. We offer quick turnaround, competitive pricing, and professional installation. Come see us at 723 Congress Parkway South in Athens. All Things Exterior, your one-stop shop.
Osmond's Flooring has just received truckload after truckload of over 15 styles and colors of first-quality waterproof plank flooring for the insanely low prices of $1.89 and $1.99 per square foot while supplies last. And don't forget, they have over 80 styles and colors for every price point and budget. They'll price match and beat anything. So bring your truck. Or they have the best professional installers around and can usually get the job done within a week. Absolutely worth the drive and easy to find. Osmond Flooring, 2412 South Congress Parkway, across from McMinn County High School in Athens.
Back at Cherokee Stadium, here's the kick by Sullins. It's going to carry into the end zone, about halfway through the end zone. So Sweetwater is going to take over for their 5th possession of the quarter from their own 20 again. That's very common with McMinn County opponents.
Not going to lie, I'm glad this is the last play of the first quarter because we're out of room on the drive sheet.
That's it. This is the last. We can't even stand a turnover right now. So 17 seconds to go. McMinn leads 29-0. Now, the mercy rule takes effect at 30, but I don't believe it goes into effect until the second half.
Second half.
Even if McMinn gets up by 30 or more, it'll be regular football, at least until the second half. But they're not there yet. Sweetwater takes over. Boyd in the backfield. He's going to hand off, and it is Westfield again. He's not going to hardly make it to the line of scrimmage. They might give him the 20. Yep, they do. And that, with that play, is going to bring the first quarter to an end. What a quarter for McMinn County. They have come out ready to play tonight. They are not looking ahead to Walker Valley, and that's for sure. At the end of the first quarter, McMinn County 29, Sweetwater nothing. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
At Simmons Bank, community matters. Since 1903, we've been dedicated to serving our community with empowered local leadership. I'm Shane Whalen, Regional President of our East Tennessee market. While some things have changed in recent years, one thing that's stronger than ever is our local team's commitment to serving our community. We offer exceptional service and unmatched expertise to provide solutions for your financial needs. A reliable partner for you because, after all, we're always better together.
Simmons Bank, member FDIC.
Now's the best time to take precautions against the flu. Madison Avenue Pharmacy, your independently owned Health Mart Pharmacy, has both the standard flu vaccine and the new high-dose flu vaccine recommended for patients age 65 and older. You may have a weaker immune system. With the pandemic of both COVID-19 and flu infections, you can also a good diet. Sign up for the new bivalent internal booster. Madison Avenue Pharmacy. From 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 1 on Saturday, 10:01 West Madison Avenue, Athens. Health Mart. Taking your time to listen.
Back at Cherokee Stadium, where we're getting ready to begin the second quarter of action. McMinn leads 29-0. And it's 2nd down and 10 for Sweetwater. They'll be moving left to right now from the school side to the scoreboard side. Here's a handoff to the left side. Find some running room. That's a new running back there, and he's going to be close to the 1st down. That is Javen Melton.
Had him lined up in the fullback position, really, and gave it to him, and he got around the edge. Picked up a lot of positive yards.
Yep, Javen Melton up close to the 1st down. I'm not seeing now they're moving the chains. Yeah, he's up to the 31-yard line. It is a 1st down for Sweetwater. Weren't moving the chains right away, so I wasn't sure. Javen Melton. He might have earned some more carries after that play.
Made up for the personal foul he had
yep.
a few minutes ago in the 1st quarter. And he's a big guy, too.
Yep.
Had a lot of size right there. Junior. Plays linebacker as well.
This time they're going to hand it off to the fullback, and he's not going to have much there. He might have fought. Ball is out, and they're not calling it down. It's been recovered by Nunez.
Wow.
So there's a fumble on the play. McMinn County comes up with it.
They had him tied up pretty good, but then
so nice play there by the Cherokees to knock the ball out. And they are changing. It looked like some confusion on them whether or not it was a fumble or not. But, yeah, the offense is out there. So McMinn County is going to take over at the Sweetwater 30. 1st down and 10 from that point. Miller back in the game at running back. They're going to toss it to the outside to Pryor, but it's overthrown. It's going to be an incomplete pass. On the carry there was Carell, who fumbled.
And there is no replay in high school, and that one might have been one that, if there was, could have been called back. But, I mean, McMinn had him kind of 2 or 3 guys probably had him wrapped up, and somebody got their hand in there as he's going down. And it did look like a pretty good strip for him.
I couldn't tell. It kind of looked like he was almost on the ground, but at least his motion had been stopped. But
yes,
nonetheless, you get the call. They go right back to the same play again. Pryor gets it this time, but not a lot of yardage, maybe down to the 28. And here's another flag coming in late. This is going to be another personal foul of some type. It was very late after the play. So we definitely got something going on down there. Let's see what the call is. They're talking about it. The officials are talking about it. They're looking at it. I think the ball is going to be marked, first of all, at the end of that play at the 28-yard line.
Yep,
and McMinn this time is backing up. So that is going to cost McMinn this time. The play had been taken down to the Sweetwater 28-yard line. And now with the penalty, it's going to go back to the 43-yard line.
That's 2 on McMinn.
The Sweetwater 43. So it's 3rd and about 22, I think. 23, actually. 3rd and 23. Hester hands it off to Tarzan White up the middle. Now he breaks it to the outside. Still has some running room inside the 30-yard line. And players are diving into the pile as if that ball came out.
Wide on the carry.
And it is. It did come out. So a fumble at the end of that carry gives it back over to Sweetwater. Now all of a sudden the turnovers are showing up. Back-to-back fumbles. First by Sweetwater, recovered by Nunez. And now Tarzan White lets go of the ball at the end of that tackle.
Got to protect the rock.
Definitely have to do that. So the ball is going to be at we're going to call it the 28-yard line of Sweetwater, and that's where they're going to take possession. 10:27 to go in the second quarter. It's 29-0 McMinn County. Here's a handoff up the middle. They push forward maybe to the 30-yard line. We've had one drive that went 8 plays. Other than that, nothing for either team has went over 5 plays. Lots of possessions here. Ball setting at the 30-yard line. So that was a pickup of 2 on first down. 29-0. McMinn County over Sweetwater. 9:53 to go in the first half. Boyd in at quarterback. Haven't really seen him run the ball yet, and that's what I kind of expected we'd see. Back to pass. Oh, he's going to be taken down in the backfield. Aiden Wilson back there quickly.
Got through the offensive line very quickly, and just there was nowhere for Boyd to go. He even saw it.
Boyd, and he stood there. I think he thought he had more time than he did, and Wilson closes quickly. He wasn't quite ready for that. So ball back to, we're going to call it the 25. It's close to the 24, but probably over the 24. So it's going to bring up 3rd and about 14. We've got to make it all the way to the 38-yard line, the ball resting on the 25.
3rd and 15.
Big third down here. Sweetwater needs something positive to happen for them. Down 29-0. Back to pass. Boyd looking over the middle. Now he's going to come under some pressure. He's going to have to throw it away again. He does.
That's a good coverage sack right there, throwaway right there. They just kind of let him do it, and Rouse giving chase. He was going to get to him eventually, but
I tell you, Boyd, he's done a good job as far as throwing the ball away, but he's just a little quick to throw it away. I mean, he had room to scramble there a little more, but he just threw it out of bounds. So return men, dangerous return men, Davion Evans, Cherokee Chat at halftime. You don't want to miss that, and Hensley back as well. They're standing at their own 44-yard line. Here's the punt, and it's going to be
got a hand on it.
A fair catch by Hensley. He's shaking his head because he wishes he would have ran that thing now. But that's going to be at the 48-yard line. McMinn's own 48. That's where they're going to take over.
Cherokees will have it 1st and 10.
So in the second quarter, 3 possessions, 2 fumbles and a punt.
Nothing like the first quarter.
So we got a new quarterback coming into the game. Brady Mullins is being inserted here in the second quarter. Going to give him some playing time. He's back there with Tarzan White. Probably have some other new players in there. White gets it up the middle, finds some running room inside the 45, inside the 40, turns and spins, and it really knocked him back away from the 40. Let's see what they give him. He had made it all the way to the 40-yard line. I think they're going to give him that forward motion. So at the Sweetwater 40, he picks up 12 yards on the carry. And a first down.
Good run, and he's a hard guy to bring down right there. You see him just keeps driving those legs very quickly, and defense taking 2 or 3 guys, and they still technically didn't get him down. They just stopped him from going forward.
Jacob Sharp into the game at wide receiver. Still got Grady Prince in there, Cole Pryor, Dakota Thompson. Here is a run again by Tarzan. He's around the right side, inside the 25. He's maybe horse-collared, and there's the flags coming down. Horse-collared at the 20-yard line. Took him a while to throw the flags. Tarzan White can fly.
He can.
When he gets open, when he finds any space, I'm telling you, he's dangerous.
And, credit to Dakota Thompson. Got a block on the outside there that kind of sealed it and let him come around. Oh, they're going to wave it off.
Wave that off. That's surprising. It was on the far side of the field from us, but it sure did look like a horse collar. And why did the flags come down?
If you and I can call it from the press box all the way across the field, we should probably keep that flag going on that one.
Tarzan White picks up 12 on first down. He picks up 20 on second down. 2 first downs, 2 plays, 2 first downs. Brady Mullins running this team now at quarterback. Here is another handoff. It goes to Tarzan White. He's still looking for running room. He's going to be close to the 10, close to another first down.
Just unreal.
He
even
so
popped
elusive.
off a defender right there and bounced back. Got another yard.
And I think he's going to be about a yard short, so we're going to call that a gain of 9 to the 11. It's going to be second down and 1. He's staying in the game. Nate Alexander coming in at wide receiver. Sharp's in there at wide receiver. Grady Prince at wide receiver. Here's another carry, and here he goes. Tarzan White goes into the end zone. May have been touched about the 1, but that was it. So it's going to go down as an 11-yard touchdown run for the Cherokees. 6:50 to go here in the second quarter. It's now 35-0.
He had to just sidestep a defender at the goal line. I think he just did that for maybe the theatrics of it, but it still looked good.
That's exactly right. 6:50 to go in the second quarter. 35-0. Here's Sullins in for the extra point. It's all McMinn County tonight. Here's the snap. It's down. Sullins' kick is up, and it's good. So 6:50 to go here in the second quarter. McMinn leads 36-0. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Since first opening their doors in 2017, Companion Funeral Home in Athens is thankful to have served thousands of families in McMinn and surrounding towns. Being a local, family-owned, full-service funeral home, they understand the need to put you at ease when you walk through their doors. Whether you want a traditional burial or a cremation from their on-site crematory in Cleveland, they'll guide you through the process and assist you in making the right choice for your family. Companion Funeral Home, 400 South White Street.
Hiawassee Builders Supply has been a part of our community for over 60 years. Hiawassee started in 1958 with a humble store on the square in downtown Athens and a lumber yard located on top of Depot Hill. They've grown ever since. Success should never be selfish. That's why the folks at Hiawassee believe their business has not only an opportunity, but a responsibility to contribute to the successful growth of the community in which we live and work. Hiawassee Builders Supply is proud to support our local schools and student athletes.
Back at Cherokee Stadium, here's the kick by Sullins. It's going to go into the back of the end zone. Sweetwater's going to take over at their own 20, 1st and 10. Jared, it's a perfect night for football, and yet it just keeps getting better.
Outside of a couple of penalties and a fumble, McMinn's playing perfect football tonight on all facets of the game. So it's a great, even though it's Thursday night, I like the Friday night games, but we'll take a Thursday night.
It's the Thursday night edition of Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
We're competing with that Thursday night NFL game tonight.
That's it. And every team in the state has to play at least one Thursday night game. McMinn got one moved due to weather, but that's due to officiating shortages, so the TSSAA puts that in place.
Exactly right. 1st down and 10 for Sweetwater. Boyd, your quarterback, is going to roll to the right. He's got a receiver to the left side, or rather right side, the near sideline, and it's caught. He's going to be out of bounds immediately up to about the 26-yard line.
That one right there, he was still quick to throw it, but had a guy on the curl route wide open.
Yep.
It's kind of something that's probably been there a little bit more, but I've just not gone that way.
Yeah, it seems to want to look down the field a little more, but he's got some short receivers open, or receivers in the short field, let's say.
Everybody wants that big, long touchdown throw, the highlight reel. 2nd
down and 4. Got to get to the 30. He's just over the 25. Back to pass again. Here comes Aiden Wilson in. It's thrown on a little slant pattern, and it is dropped again by Littleton, although that one might have been in front of him just a little. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 4 again. It's a long 4.
That one, he had to get that throw out. McMinn bearing down on him on the rush and had to get it quick.
Wilson was in there quickly.
Yeah.
And I did watch him throw in pregame, and he throws rockets. I mean, some of the what I saw in pregame, the receivers flat out just could not. It's like he throws better than they catch.
That might be another pair of gloves going on Littleton's hands next time.
Yeah, he could probably let up just a little bit on some of those. And there's going to be a timeout for Sweetwater. So timeout with 6:39. It's 36-0 McMinn County over Sweetwater. We'll be back in 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
L&M Motors, your local Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealer, is a proud supporter of McMinn County Cherokee Athletics. Brothers Leon and Marvin Hammond founded L&M Motors back in 1966. And under Kevin Hammond's direction, it's still going strong at 1001 South White Street in Athens. Go see Kevin and the crew at L&M Motors today and tell them the voice of the Cherokees, Terry Patrick, sent you.
Back at Cherokee Stadium, where it's going to be 3rd down and a long 4 for Sweetwater when we return to action. There's 6:39 to go in the first half, and McMinn County is leading comfortably 36-0. Jared, it's homecoming night. We know that a lot of folks are back for homecoming, but we're also going to have the homecoming festivities at halftime. So we'll be crowning a new homecoming queen.
That's it.
Lots of fun here tonight.
Just because it's Thursday doesn't mean they're not going to do it all.
That's right. Sweetwater, here they go, back to pass, and they have a receiver. He's going to have the first down, pushes his way up over the 30-yard line. He dropped that one off to Westfield, and it really caught it at about the 25, and he pushed his way forward over the 30 to the 31, we'll call it. Needed a long 4 and got just about 5.
McMinn's got some new defensive players in. 87, Tariq Moss. 75, Dakota Lopper. Dev Patel, 45, is in. 37, Cam Miller is also in the linebacking area there. 32, Cayman Brown is also playing really cornerback / linebacker. And then Ethan Faulkner is also out there.
Here's the snap to Boyd. He's rolling to his left this time. Throws it downfield. It's picked off. That looks like Faulkner.
Yep.
So Faulkner read that one from his safety position and just stepped in front of the receiver at just the right time. He timed it perfectly to step in front of the receiver. And now it's going to be McMinn County's ball after the interception by Faulkner. That was well played, Jared.
I'm telling you, just kind of set back there. He's been in the last couple of plays and maybe just saw something he liked there. Receiver not able to get to the ball before Faulkner could.
I don't think Boyd is as comfortable rolling to his left, and most quarterbacks aren't, rolling to his left, throwing against his body as he is coming to his right. Here is a keep this time by Brady Mullins. The ball comes out. It's recovered by one of the linemen for McMinn County. That's, it's Ace Cagle. Ace Cagle gets the ball, and I don't know if you can advance that fumble. I think he did. So at the end of this, it's going to be a pickup of about 7 yards to the 30, we'll call it the 36-yard line.
See how Terry Stansel rolls that one here in a little bit.
Here is the handoff to Tarzan White up the middle, and he gets a couple of yards. He's going to be inside the 35 to the 34.
Met first by Jenkins.
Cagle with his first carry of his career.
Yeah. Dad might be telling him, don't get any ideas.
Here's another handoff. No, it's going to be Brady Mullins keeping around the left side. That was a nice fake to Tarzan White. Faked me off. And Brady Mullins is going to carry for the first down. He's going to be inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. Nice job. Nice job of hiding that ball by Brady Mullins. So he's down to the 27, Sweetwater 27-yard line. Mullins, let's see, he is listed, 6 foot, 156. He's a tall kid. Here is a handoff to Tarzan White to the left side, can't break open. He's going to fight back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
White carries, tackled by Melton.
To the 27.
It was Melton for them again getting involved. He's been pretty good so far defensively and a big run offensively.
He has, and now you wonder, Brady Mullins is wanting to throw this football.
Oh, yeah. There's no doubt about it.
He's not out there just to hand off. He throws a nice ball. I've watched him a lot in practice as well and in the game. He's got some passes this year.
Got Alexander, Sharp, and Prince as the wideouts here. Some good targets for him.
This might be that play. 2nd down and 10. Nope. Tarzan White again to the left side. Now they seem to be keying on Tarzan. Tarzan's name is Talon White, but he goes by Tarzan, and we've been given the clear that that's what he wants to be called. Ball is rushed down to the 25-yard line. 3rd down and about 8.
Man, just content to let clock kind of continue to tick away here in the first half.
Yep. 3 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the first half. McMinn up 36-0. I think they'd like to push one more score over. Here is White. Tries to get some running room around the right side. Nothing there again.
White on the carry.
And let's see. Let's see if they're going to punt or try a really long field goal here. I think they're going to give Solons an opportunity at a field goal. There was no gain on the play. So ball still sitting at the 25. So this is going to be set down. What are you going to call that, Jared? The 33?
It's right there between 33 and 34.
Let's call it 34. Here's a 44-yard attempt, and I think it's going to go off to the left. Never really got that one up in the air very much, so it's going to be a missed 34-yard field goal. With 2:12 to go, we're going to keep it right here. I feel like Solons now really needs to, it'd be good for his confidence to go ahead and hit one of those field goals. He started out, on fire. He struggled just a little bit on some field goals, but that's okay. He ain't going nowhere.
No. He's still got plenty of time to put some kicks on the highlight reels.
Absolutely. So Sweetwater's going to take over, and they'll do so at their own 20-yard line. First down and 10. 2:12 to go in the second quarter. Here's a run by Melton again. He's going to maybe fight forward for a couple of yards.
Melton on the carry. Met first by Miller.
That's Cam Miller getting in on the tackle on that one and stop him. That gave him a yard, it looks like.
Clock running, minute 44 to go. Gave him 2 on that up to the 22-yard line.
Christian Edwards in on the defensive line, number 54. 76, Victor Knisevich is in as well.
A lot of Cherokees getting some playing time early here tonight.
Yep. That's always a good thing coming off a bye week.
Yeah. Here is Boyd. He's going to roll to his left again. He's got some blocking out there this time. He is going to throw deep down the field. He's got his receiver inside the 30, inside the 20. He's going to go all the way for a Sweetwater touchdown, and that is Chris Alford. You said it a minute ago. They like to throw that deep ball, and that time they hit on it.
Just got behind the defense, and that time Boyd stayed true, kind of just bought time, rolled out, and took a deep heave. And credit to Alford for finding the gap behind the defense.
A 78-yard touchdown completion and touchdown pass. So now the extra point comes. It's 36-6. McMinn leading. 1 minute and 8 seconds to go in the first half. Here's the snap. It's down, and the kick is up. And the kick is good. So 1 minute and 8 seconds to go in the half. McMinn leads 36-7. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Did you start college with something else to go on for your life? Maybe a child, promotion at work, or serving in the military. Now finishing your degree has never been easier. At Tennessee Western University, students can complete the bachelor's in management, criminal justice, or move from RN to a bachelor's in nursing. All classes are fully online and flexible, with affordable tuition and the personal care of TWU faculty. So if you want to finish what you started, visit tnwestland.edu for more information on our degree completion program.
At Capstar Bank, we are listening. We want to earn not just your business, but your confidence and loyalty. Capstar Bank is locally owned and operates with a higher level of personalization and passion for greatness than any bank you've ever encountered. Capstar Bank, with locations in Athens, Etowah, Cleveland, Sweetwater, Madisonville, and East Tennessee, and online at capstarbank.com. Capstar Bank, they're listening. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Back at Cherokee Stadium, where McMinn County leads at 36-7 here on homecoming night. Remember, at halftime, after we do a summary, we're going to go straight to Cherokee Chat. We'll summarize that first half for you and then go to Cherokee Chat. Davion Evans is my guest. talented young man and a two-sport star. Here's the kick. It's taken by Jaden Miller at the 20. He's up over the 30 to the 35, now into some traffic, trying to fight his way through. And the penalty flags are down, and there comes another late one. There was a penalty flag thrown during the play. There was one thrown late. The return is up over the 35. I'm not sure where they ended up marking the ball. Now it seems like some cooler heads are going to have to prevail, and I think for the Cherokees. They won the battle, though.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Miller, good return man back there. Not something you see all the time, but yeah.
So the ball, I think, is marked at about the 36-yard line, and we may have a couple of penalties coming. So we're going to get that now. They're going to mark it back off. Here is a blocking the back. And then a personal foul also. So you're going to get 2 15, or I guess a 10 and a 15 out of all this. Wow.
Block in the back and personal foul against the
So in the end, ball is going to be all the way back to the 13-yard line.
Without a doubt, not where you wanted to start. Good return might have set you up to take a couple of shots deep, especially if you break open a run. But
well, it was going to start. The drive was going to start at the 38.
Yep.
Now it's starting at the 13. In at quarterback, I think that's Brady Mullins out there still. It is. Tarzan White in the game as well, getting a lot of playing time. This time Mullins going to keep. He's going to be hit hard. He's going to make it up to maybe the 14-yard line.
He took a big shot there off the end.
Yep.
Junkins was the guy that kind of hit him first, and it was a good pop.
Under 40 seconds to go. Play clock has 20 seconds on it. Brady Mullins has taken some big hits already tonight. Here's a carry by Tarzan White up the middle. He's going to be out to about the 18-yard line. Pick up a 4. That may be the last play unless they hurry. Game clock at 10 seconds. That's going to be it.
Coach Cagle's already at the 45-yard line. He's headed in.
He's moving them on in. It's going to be interesting, Jared, who comes out to play in the second half. Will he give that first unit maybe a series or two, in prep for their game against Walker Valley next week, or do they not? It'll be interesting to see that exactly.
Especially with the mercy rule now, we're 1 point shy of the mercy rule. So after that touchdown, so that kind of could predict, throw the starters back out there maybe, or some of them, and see if you can punch another one in to kind of get back above the 30-point margin.
All right, well, we're going to take a 60-second break, and we'll be back at Cherokee Stadium, and you can bring it back live to the stadium. We'll summarize this exciting first half, especially that first quarter. My goodness. But at halftime, it's McMinn County 36, Sweetwater 7. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Getting a good night's sleep is essential to your quality of life. So your mattress is one of the most important purchases you'll ever make. When it comes to comfort, one size doesn't fit all. The friendly staff at Classic Electronics can help you find the right fit with brands like Tempur-Pedic, Serta, High Comfort, and Beauty Rest. They also have lift beds and lift chairs, offering free delivery and setup, 12 months, same as cash. Proudly serving this area for over 32 years. Classic Electronics and Appliances. Visit them at their new location in the former home of Staples at 1609 Congress Parkway South, Athens.
Athens and Shore, we're here for you. When you call, we'll be there. Nothing that we can't do. With integrity and excellence, we will see you through. There's nothing too hard for us to handle. Nothing that we can't do. At Athens and Shore, we'll be here for you. Athens Insurance, serving East Tennessee since 1931.
Back at Cherokee Stadium, where at halftime McMinn County leads Sweetwater 36-7. It's been all McMinn County pretty much here in the first half. McMinn County won the toss. They deferred until the second half, which means they're going to get the ball when we come out here in the second half. So Sweetwater took over at their own 20 on their first possession. They go 3 plays and out, but the punt is returned by Davion Evans, a long punt return, some 45 yards. He is pushed out of bounds at the Sweetwater 7-yard line. 2 plays later, with 9:45 to go in the first quarter, is a 3-yard touchdown run by Miller. The extra point is up and good by Solons at 7-0. Sweetwater takes over at their own 38-yard line after the kickoff. And a big hit, we might add as well. 3 plays and out again, and they punt. McMinn County then, in 1 play, they take over at their own 34-yard line. And in 1 play, it's a 66-yard touchdown run by Miller. The 2-point conversion is good by Hester, and it's 15-0 with 8:23 to go in the first quarter. Sweetwater takes the ball. They are able to work it to their own 40-yard line where they have a 4th down and 4. They're unable to convert and turn it over on downs. On the very next play, it is a 40-yard touchdown pass from Hester to Luke Hensley. The extra point is good, and with 6:28 to go in the first quarter, it's 22-0 McMinn. Sweetwater takes over at their own 20. They basically go 3 and out and punt to McMinn. McMinn takes over at the Sweetwater 44. And the longest drive of the night, actually, a 8-play drive that ends with 17 seconds to go on the clock. A 22-yard touchdown pass again from Hester to Hensley. The extra point is good by Sullins. And at the end of the first quarter, it's 29-0. Sweetwater takes over. They fumble the ball. Nunez recovers for the Cherokees. The Cherokees go 3 plays before they fumble themselves. Tarzan White gets it knocked out of his hands towards the end of a run. Sweetwater takes over. They go 3 and out and punt. McMinn County takes over at their own 48-yard line. They go on a 4-play drive, and with 6:50 to go in the second quarter, it's an 11-yard touchdown run by White. The extra point is good by Sullins, and all of a sudden, it's 36-0. On the next series, Sweetwater takes over, and a 3-play drive ends with an interception by Faulkner. McMinn takes it over at the Sweetwater 43-yard line. They drive it all the way to the 25, but then a 44-yard field goal is missed by Sullins. Sweetwater takes over, and on the second play of the next drive, it is Boyd who completes a 78-yard touchdown pass to Alford to put Sweetwater finally on the board late in the second quarter, actually 1 minute and 8 seconds to go. The kick is up and good, and that brings us to our halftime score of 36-7. Well, I had the opportunity to sit down with a very talented young man, a very polite young man, I might add as well. I like Davion Evans, and I tell you, he is a multi-sport star here at McMinn County. We've already seen what he can do tonight with some big hits out there on defense and the big punt return as well. He's quite a basketball player too. So, and Jared can speak to that in a little while. But right now, we're going to go to that interview, the Cherokee Chat interview. When we return, after the interview, we'll take a 60-second break. When we return back after the interview, we'll let you know exactly what's going on with regards to who the homecoming queen is. And, of course, we'll have statistics from the first half. So now to Cherokee Chat.
Welcome to Cherokee Chat, and I'm joined by senior running back, defensive back, and athlete Davion Evans. Davion, welcome to Cherokee Chat, and congratulations to you and the Cherokees on a great season thus far. Now, fans, if you think you see that number 7 on the field a lot, you're exactly right. Here's some stats. From the running back position, 32 carries, 201 yards, 2 touchdowns this season, 4 punt returns for 31 yards, 4 kickoff returns for 97 yards, and 15 tackles from your defensive back position. Davion, you got to be pretty tired at the end of the game. Do you like being called upon in so many areas? And of all those things that you do you have a favorite out there?
Yes, sir. I like getting the ball to make people miss.
So either from your running back or if you're a return guy, you like having the ball in your hand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I want to. That said, I want to switch over to defense. Talk about defense for just a moment. One of the things that we talk about in the booth a lot, watching you play out there, is your ability to come up so quickly and make plays on defense. And often you meet running backs in the backfield. How do you make that decision or read when you're sitting back and then realize it's going to be a run? You know, you're protecting against the pass. It's going to be a run. What are you looking for before you make that kind of commitment?
Really just see who has the ball. Like, if they go, then I'm going to just let my linebackers do the job. And if they break loose, I just get them.
Yeah. Sometimes, though, let's say it's a pitch out or something like that. It's coming around the end. At some point, you realize this guy's not – it's not going to be a halfback pass or something like that, because you really come up and make some tackles, again, some in the backfield. Or you just got to realize in your own mind, hey, they're not passing.
Yes, sir.
All right. I want to ask you another question on defense. And let's go back to the last.
Hey, Terry, are you there?
East Hamilton. You have great coverage on a deep pattern by the Hurricane receiver. By the way, I think he was like 6'3" or 6'4". The pass is thrown. You both go up in the air. And I'm guessing, and I think this is what they ruled it, like a simultaneous catch. But between me and you, didn't you really have that ball for the interception?
Yes, sir.
You think you had it?
Yes, sir.
Well, talk me through that play a little bit. You know, did you realize they were going to be throwing deep? It's kind of that time of the game, maybe where they were.
Yeah,
what are you looking at?
I knew they was going to throw it deep. We just both went up, and I guess the ref just called his ball.
And you had like perfect position. I mean, you couldn't have been. And granted, I get it. He's 6'4". He's probably going to get up in the air and everything. But you played that. And by the way, another deep pattern before that. I think you had great coverage on your right there. You go up. It seemed like it too that he was kind of even over your back. I mean, they could have called offensive interference maybe on that.
Yes, sir.
So. Well, Davion, college recruiters look at you, and you're one of those guys that's classified really as an athlete. And, you know, a lot of people get classified as, you know, a running back or DB, and they could do that for you, but you play so many different positions. You're one of those guys that they just classify sometimes as an athlete. So it's no surprise that you're a two-sport star here at McMinn County. And, I say two-sport star. Are you doing anything other than basketball and football? Or do you do any track or anything?
No, sir.
Just those two. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, I want to give you an opportunity to talk about that basketball team. I know you love football, but how excited are you to get on the court pretty soon?
Very excited.
And tell me about what you do for the team. What's your position?
I'm a point guard. I bring good intensity defense just to make the team win.
Yeah. All right. Tell me about what you anticipate from the Cherokees. I know the Cherokee basketball team's been strong the past few years. I anticipate that'll be the same. What are you guys capable of? You feel like you're capable of making a run for the district this year?
Yes, sir. Very strong run.
Well, tell me about some of the guys that are going to be alongside of you. Maybe you want to mention a few of their names that we should be looking for this season.
Tucker Monroe, Hayden Smith, Caden Hester, Will Bennett, Reed. He just came, so I think he'll be a good contributor.
So a lot of those guys you just mentioned. So you've got Hayden Smith football,
yes, sir.
Caden Hester football, your football. Anybody I'm missing that are coming out of football? I think that's it. And then that is Reese Frazier, I guess you're talking about. That's the newcomer to the basketball team.
Yes,
and tell me what he brings to the table, because I know there's a lot of people looking forward to seeing him on the court and in a Cherokee uniform.
I really haven't got to see him to play, but they talking about he's good, so I believe him.
And a good shooter, I
yes,
understand as well. All right. Well, finally, Davion, believe it or not all of our Cherokee fans will realize that you're the younger brother of Jalen Hunt. Of course, Jalen, probably one of the most decorated runners in Cherokee history. Do you guys get a chance to get together during football season much?
Yes, sir. But he's at college right now. So.
Okay. Well, when you're together, you guys talk some football?
Yes, sir, all the time.
Yeah. Does he like to know, hey, what's going on in McMinn County High School?
Yes, sir.
And talks about your game a little bit as well?
Yes, sir.
Well, tell me what's he doing up at he's at Tusculum, So where's his career at this point? Is he?
Well, yeah, he's gonna get to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he a freshman up there at this point, or? I'm not sure if he's a freshman or sophomore. Maybe he's a sophomore at this point. But working his way, I guess, up the roster there to get some playing time at Tusculum.
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. So one of the things that we talk about with all the Cherokees that I interview is just the great support they get on Friday night. So obviously, in addition to Jalen, who keeps up with you, I'm sure, who are some other folks that maybe show up for you on Friday nights, like to come see you play?
My mom, my aunt, and my sister, and my cousin.
Okay, and what is your mom's name?
Vashti Evans.
All right. So do they get out there and after games, do they make it down on the field to see you?
Yes, sir.
It's pretty special to have family here like that, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, listen, thank you, Davion, and keep up the good work. You've been listening to Cherokee Chat with senior running back, defensive back Davion Evans. He's number 7 if you're looking for him here tonight at the stadium. We'll take a short break and be back with halftime statistics and scores from around the area. You're listening to Cherokee Football on 101.7 FM WJSQ. Back in 60 seconds.
Count on Star Regional Medical Center for lung cancer screening. If you're a smoker or a former smoker, age 50 to 80, talk with your primary care provider about our low-dose CT for lung cancer screening. It can detect cancer early when treatment is most effective. Star Regional Medical Center. From the routine to the unforeseen, count on us. Take our free lung health assessment at starregional.com.
Did you know that All Things Exterior has the largest selection of vinyl siding and metal roofing in this area? Hi, I'm Buffy Jones, inviting you to stop by and see how we can help with your construction or home improvement projects. Our prices are competitive and no job is too big or small. Many colors are available within 1 to 2 business days. Micah and I have nearly 20 years of experience, so we know the industry. And we have professional installers who can get the job done right. We're located at 723 Congress Parkway South in Athens. All Things Exterior, your one-stop shop for vinyl siding, roofing, and more.
Back at Cherokee Stadium, where McMinn County leads Sweetwater 36-7. Jared, just about all McMinn here in the first half, but certainly that first quarter.
The first quarter was definitely the highlight reel that they want to take and watch. But second quarter, had the ups and downs. But, anytime you can come out and you were up 36-0, just give up a last kind of minute touchdown there in the second quarter, you're having a good homecoming night.
Well, the downside of the first half, and it's hard to say, there was much of that leading 36-7, but really the downside, some penalties that you will definitely want to clean up before we head back into region play against Walker Valley. Certainly those penalties were an issue, and then a turnover as well.
Yeah, definitely, and it's hard to say, can just protect the ball so you don't fumble it there, and so that's kind of the big thing. But then the penalties, there's been at least 3 personal foul penalties. Those are always usually right after the play is over, so you really got to be more poised and control your emotions, especially in this game. And you kind of got to fight through that with some younger players coming in, but it'll get chippy in some blowout wins like this. So it's unfortunate.
Well, you get frustrated. The opposing team gets frustrated. The losing team, I guess, gets frustrated, starts pushing around, and it's easy just to get right back into that. Interestingly enough, in talking to Coach Cagle during the off week, during the bye week, I was interested in, hey, what do you do during that week? And one of the things that he was mentioning, and I think he was pretty pleased with it, to be honest with you, they were fighting among themselves. I mean, there was, and what I mean is they were competing. They were out there having competitions within themselves, which resulted in a few shoving matches along the way. And so while he, tempers that a little bit, he was also kind of glad to see it.
Oh, yeah, and that means that they're not just treating it like, hey, we've got an off week. We're not, we don't have to be on our game or anything. They're more of, hey, we're going to compete against each other here in practice, and if you're going to get some playing time, this is what you're going to have to go up against.
Well, we're going to bring Terry Stansel in and take a look at the first half statistics. Before we get there, though, let's go ahead and talk about Homecoming Queen and Homecoming King, which were just announced. And if you're joining us on the live stream, you might have been watching that. And if you recognize some folks, you may already know who won. But the Homecoming King tonight went to Zamel Mercer. Zamel Mercer was the Homecoming King, and the Queen was Peyton Oliver.
Couple of student athletes there. Zamel playing soccer for Coach Dwayne Reichert. Pretty good, outstanding soccer player, really, and a really good player there. And then, of course, Peyton Oliver. She's the leader of the girls basketball team there under Coach Tucker, and she's hard to stop. She'd probably be pretty elusive in the backfield if they wanted to put some pads on her and let her run. She's tough enough, I tell you. She is tough enough.
Over the next few weeks, we're going to start talking a little bit more about basketball, and I want you to kind of begin to highlight some of what's coming our way, because you're going to be covering a lot of those games this winter. It's going to be an exciting basketball season. I really think it is.
A lot of success last year, and we're looking – I think both coaching staffs have their teams ready to go this year, and only losing a few players here and there, that's always good. You got some consistency sticking around.
All right, let's go, Terry. Let's bring you in here, and let's look at the first half statistics.
Okay, for Sweetwater, looks like they had 4 first downs, 22 yards rushing on 12 carries, only averaging 1.8 yards a carry, 95 yards in the air on 6 completions for 117 for the first half. Fumbled the ball twice, losing one of those, penalized 3 times for 25 yards. For Sweetwater, Landon Boyd, 1 carry for -6. Kai Correll, 3 for 3. Braden Westfield, 6 for 13. Javen Melton, 2 for 12. Landon Boyd is 6 of 13 in the air with 1 interception for 95 yards. Leading receiver is Charles Alford, 4 receptions, 82 yards. For our Cherokees, 9 first downs, 175 yards on the ground on 18 carries, averaging 9.7 yards a carry, 65 yards in the air on 3 completions, 240 yards for the first half. Fumbled the ball once, losing that, penalized 5 times for 65 yards. Individually, Caden Hester, 1 carry, 4 yards. Jaden Miller, 2 for 69. Talon White, 12 for 86. Brady Mullins, 3 for 16. Caden Hester's 3 of 5 in the air for 65 yards, no interceptions. Luke Hensley, 2 receptions for 63 yards. And Cole Pryor, 1 for 2.
All right, so with the score what it is, it's probably not going to be one of those games, although it did fall back under where we're not under the mercy rule. So I'm kind of anxious to see if that first unit's brought back out. But still, obviously, a very productive 240 yards for McMinn in the first half there. Was that rushing or total
yards, 240. 175 on the ground.
Yeah, so a good fair amount of yards right there. But you wonder what the second half is going to look like, especially if it falls back into the mercy rule again. That clock's going to run like crazy. Well, one of the things I want to talk to both of you guys about, we haven't really mentioned it, Bo Cagle going after win number 100
I think that's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
And it might be hard for people to think about that with some of the coaches that we've had at McMinn County High School, but it's hard to get to 100 games in high school football because you think about it, if you got 10 wins in a season, you're going to have to at least take 10 years to get there.
Years.
So
that's right. This ain't Maryville.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. But you talk about, Coach Mullinax, of course, being the only other one for McMinn County that has gotten to the 100. I think that is impressive that Coach Cagle has gotten to that mark, hopefully tonight. Don't want to count the score before it's over.
Certainly looks like he's headed that way, but it's just the longevity. And Coach Cagle's a young guy, but he is – he has won a lot of football games.
Absolutely. Yes. And it's fun watching him evolve, too, over the years.
Yeah.
Grow as a coach, grow as a man. It's good man.
And knowing him, he probably doesn't want that recognition. I'll be honest. So
never.
He's going to dedicate it to the team.
I mentioned it to him via text, and he didn't respond.
Yep, there you go.
So there you go. He didn't want to talk about it.
Oh, man.
We may have some surprises for him later if we get that 100th win. Let's talk about this game a second. I was a little concerned about this game, I'll be honest with you. I felt like we were going to come and win it, but were we going to be looking at Walker Valley next week and take our eye off this one?
I think Bo has got the team so focused right now. These boys don't want to even have a chance to lose a ball game.
No.
I think they're just so focused. Look at the hit that Spencer Sullins delivered.
Oh, man.
We forgot to ask him about that
You
one.
don't see that
Yeah.
coming very often from a kicker, punter. I mean, he just, laid the wood to him.
What I loved was the whole team.
Loved
they just grouped around him on the sideline. I thought they were going to carry him off the
That
field.
was amazing. That's amazing. That's because those guys don't get that option very, very much.
Yeah, that was outstanding. That was fun to watch.
Yeah.
And we had just commented that their punter had pushed Davion Evans out, and made attack. It took the punter to bring him down,
Right.
and then just a few plays later, man,
Yeah,
Sullivan's
so
legs
great.
would
So
do him.
great.
It was impressive that at one point the McMinn led 22-0. The offense had run 4 plays and scored on 3 of them.
Well, I leaned around the corner and I told him, I said, "This is easy
This
to
is so
calculate."
fun to do with those. Just long run, touchdown.
Well, however easy it was there in the first quarter, it's going to get more difficult with so many people playing in the second half. But McMinn has certainly come out to play, but it gets really serious next week because we're going to be playing for a region championship next week.
Absolutely.
Now, here's the interesting thing this year. Of course, whoever wins is going to, you got the number 1 seed out of our region.
Right.
You're going to host a home game. And then if you are the number 1 seed and you win, you're going to host the second round game.
That's great.
And this year, the third round game, which is always predetermined, it's our turn to host.
Oh, that's fun.
You could potentially have 3.
There's even another one.
Okay.
So the one after that, you can host
Predetermined
too.
as well.
Fun.
Yeah.
That's
So
fun.
Can you imagine?
McMinn would be on the bottom of the bracket, the way I looked it up. And you're right. We talked about it a few weeks ago, and you're right. I mean, you could have up to 4 more home games after the regular season.
Imagine that. That would be 10 home games.
Yes.
In a season.
Yes.
That's
so much
unbelievable. But anyway, we'll take them one at a time.
Absolutely.
But
Yes.
but it's nice to know that that's out there. And man, next week is huge.
It's going to be a huge game.
It's a
Absolutely
huge game.
I hope we have a lot of fans come out for it.
There should be a home game because it's first or second in the region.
That's true.
McMinn,
We should.
There will be an extra one. Should be.
Yeah, but it's that second round. Boy, if we can win the region, then you're even assured of that second round game if you can win the first. Obviously, all that is depending on winning. All right. Well, we're getting ready to get back underway here in the second half of play. And again, we are not in the mercy rule. We're 1 point under that at 36-7. You got to be at 30. So it's going to be interesting to see if McMinn County brings their starters back out, gives them a little more playing time, or if they don't do that. What's your thinking, Jared?
You don't want to risk the injury, but you also a lot of people definitely want to see that clock running. And there you go. You got Miller and Evans back deep. Real quick, I know we're Thursday night, Simmons Bank scoreboard.
Yeah.
Only 2 games going elsewhere. Gibbs at Anderson County, that's a 4A Region 2 matchup. 17-27, Anderson County in front in the second quarter. And then down the road at Bradley Central, they were up over Ottawa, region opponent for McMinn, 35-0 at the half. So that's the halftime scoring from Simmons Bank scoreboard.
Thanks, Jared. And we didn't get the opportunity. We're almost ready to kick off here, but how about those Braves coming back?
There you go. It doesn't matter how many days you hold the division lead, as long as you got it at the end.
You got it at the end. That was some exciting baseball between the Mets and the Braves, and unbelievable sweep there that the Braves took on the Mets. Well, anyway, we'll get back to football. Here's the kickoff by Sweetwater. It is a nice kick. It's going to be into the end zone. Miller catches it. That's a nice kickoff right there. No return. So McMinn is going to start the third quarter having the football, and they're going to have it 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
And there come the starters back out.
All right. Well, I was kind of hoping that they would get another series or 2 here in the second half. And, falling under that mercy rule might have been just the reason that they're getting this.
I agree. Even if you could have got another touchdown at some point, I think that would have, you probably keep the starters off. But we'll see what they throw out here. See if they just throw one deep.
And they have a big game coming up next week. I think it's also good to keep them in rhythm. So here we go. Miller around the right end. He's going to find some running room, a lot of running room. He's over the 40. Inside the 50, the 40, inside the 30. Nobody's going to catch him inside the 10. Miller's going to go 80 yards on play number 1 of the second half.
Wow.
We may have found him a new position.
I'm telling you, hey, Coach Cagle might be kicking himself. Why didn't we just do this. And I talked to Jaden's family a little bit, and they said, he just was happy to get back in the end zone from the running back position to get back into scoring. So
unbelievable. We are 6 seconds in. That was a quick 80 yards.
Well, that's a question right there. Mercy rule's going to come back. There it is.
Okay. But 6 seconds, 80 yards in 6 seconds. We need to
talk
about
be a record.
That may be a record. Here's the extra point up by Sullins, and it's good. So it's 42. We find ourselves at 42-7. And actually, it's going to be 43-7. They need to put at the other point. All right, 42-7. We just are underway here in the third quarter, and we'll be back in 30 seconds.
Osmond's Flooring has just received truckload after truckload of over 15 styles and colors of first-quality waterproof plank flooring for the insanely low prices of $1.89 and $1.99 per square foot while supplies last. And don't forget, they have over 80 styles and colors for every price point and budget. They'll price match and beat anything. So bring your truck. Or they have the best professional installers around and can usually get the job done within a week. Absolutely worth the drive and easy to find. Osmond Flooring, 2412 South Congress Parkway, across from McMinn County High School in Athens.
Back at Cherokee Stadium, 11:54 to go in the third quarter. Jaden Miller has just scored again on an 80-yard touchdown run.
That was almost like a kickoff return, the way he just broke it open.
He just broke open, and there's nobody there. You get past those, they're stacking the box with 8 guys. Here's a short kick this time. It's going to be taken by Westfield, the running back. He's going to be out to the 25, pushes forward to the 30. Nolan Brown takes him down, and they're going to mark it actually, I think, at the 31-yard line.
Somebody's slow to get up over there for Sweetwater.
That's going to be where Sweetwater takes it on their first possession of the second half. The clock is running. We are in the mercy rule. I don't think we'll see the starters again now.
I don't either. And I'm going to give a little shout-out. We're going to call him the historian now. Johnny Kaufman has been roaming the press box, and he was reminding me that Westfield, he's a great-grandson of King Barong, who is of Sweetwater fame. That's who the field up there is named after, and has had a very successful lineage of football players. And so Westfield, he's been relied on heavily here, so expect that to keep going for Sweetwater.
By the way, Johnny Kaufman is the voice of the Cherokees. He's the voice of Cherokees emeritus for sure, but I just call him the voice of the Cherokees. Here's the handoff, and it comes to Melton over the left side. Melton's going to be close to the 35. He's staying down, though.
He is very slow to get up.
Now he's up. Yep, now he's back down. That's probably a cramp. Thought he could get up and head off the field. I think the ball is marked at the 34. I'm trying to see that. Melton, nobody's coming out to tend to him.
Finally got someone.
Now here comes a trainer, I guess. He is definitely, it is a cramp. Ball's going to be marked at the 34-yard line. Pickup of 3 on first down is going to bring up second down 7. Now they're telling him to lay down. So with the injured player, 10:27 to go in the third quarter, that will stop the clock. It's 43-7. McMinn County over Sweetwater. Will be back in 60 seconds.
At Simmons Bank, community matters. Since 1903, we've been dedicated to serving our community with empowered local leaders. I'm Shane Whaley, Regional President of our East Tennessee market. While some things have changed in recent years, one thing that's stronger than ever is our local team's commitment to serving our community. We offer exceptional service and unmatched expertise to provide solutions for your financial needs. A reliable partner for you because, after all, we're always better together.
Simmons Bank, member FDIC.
Now's the best time to take precautions against the flu. Madison Avenue Pharmacy, your independently owned Health Smart Pharmacy, has both the standard flu vaccine and the new high-dose flu vaccine recommended for patients age 65 and older who may have a weaker immune system. With the twindemic of both COVID-19 and flu infected this season, it's also a good time to sign up for the new bivalent Moderna booster. Madison Avenue Pharmacy, open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 1 on Saturday, 1001 West Madison Avenue, Athens. Health Smart, taking your time to listen and to care.
On second down, Boyd rolls to his right. He completes the pass on the right-hand side. It's going to be complete but short of the first down, but flags are down. Let's see what the flag is. Ineligible receiver, I think, downfield.
Had a lineman too far downfield. That's what usually the legal man downfield. That's what it is.
Lineman,
passing play.
Lineman was downfield, so that's going to mark that back from the 34 to the 29-yard line. We'll call it the 29. So that's going to repeat second down again. It's going to be second down at about 13. Clock running in the mercy rule. It's 43-7. McMinn leads Sweetwater. And Melton is back in the game just that fast. He's the guy that went out with the cramps. And now he has it around the right-hand side. He's going to be tackled, and that was maybe close to a horse collar, but no call there.
I don't know that he got any.
Yeah, I think he might have been maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss of a yard. Back to the 28. Loses a yard back to the 28.
Tackled by Wilson.
So it's going to bring up 3rd and 14 now.
Hayden Smith in at cornerback for McMinn County.
Faulkner back there at safety. He's already had an interception tonight.
3rd and 13.
This you would think may be a passing down. They got to get almost up to the 42-yard line. The ball resting on the 28. Boyd back to pass. They're going to look for a screen over the middle, but it is played well. It's going to be another loss of yardage there. It was completed to the fullback, Carell.
Boyd's pass.
And that's going to go back to, we'll call it the 25-yard line. So a loss of 3 on the completed pass. So now punt receiving team, McMinn running a lot of players in and out. This is where it gets a little confusing when you start playing so many different players.
And they had only rushed 4, all of them non-starters from McMinn County, and they did a good job of kind of holding back on that screen and getting the stop there.
Here's the punt. It's away. It's not going to be fielded, and it's going to take a Sweetwater roll inside the 35 and at the 34-yard line. Yeah, they're going to mark it at the 35. Notice those officials will move that ball up to an even line there a lot of times.
They don't want to deal with.
They don't want to deal with that. They don't want to deal with those 34 and a halves.
Yeah, no fractions out here, people.
So McMinn County will take over on their second possession. Brady Mullins back in there at quarterback. They take over at their own 35-yard line. So Caden Hester out of the game again. Here's Tarzan White. You're going to see a bunch of him, I believe, in this half. In the third quarter, we're already down to 6.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Clock is continually running.
Stopped by Johnson and Hill.
And that's going to be a gain up to the 39-yard line. Pick up a 4. Brady Mullins, Tarzan White in the backfield. Sharp is a receiver. Here's Tarzan White again. He's getting some tough yards up the middle. 3-4 yards, but they're all tough. We got a Sweetwater player down. He's getting up.
You hear people talk about it, and I know I've said it a million times, but a running back that drives their legs just constantly, they can be tied up. Somebody wrapped them up top around the arms and waist, but if he can keep his legs driving, White's going to be a hard guy to bring down.
It's 3rd down and 1. The ball is at the McMinn 44-yard line. Tarzan White again. He's hitting the backfield. He's going to be knocked back for a couple of yards.
And that was one. They took his legs out early on that one.
They did. You didn't get that head of steam behind him, and that's going to put the ball back at what we'll call the 43. We'll call it a loss of a yard. Might be closer to 2. Solon's going to come in to punt, and we don't have nearly enough players out there. Again, you got players that feel like they've been taken out of the game, and we're going to have to call a timeout here. We've got about 8 players out there, maybe 9.
They've still got 13 seconds on the play
clock. They got 12,
clock.
13 seconds to get them out there. They got two players running out. 5 seconds to go. Are they going to get this off? 2 seconds. They do. Here it is. Here we go. Here's the punt. It's a wobbly punt that hits at the 30. Unfortunately, rolls backwards. We need to stop that. It's going to come back to the 36-yard line.
I think that's a first punt for McMinn tonight, right?
Wildcats will
I think
have
you're right.
I don't remember a punt in the first half.
From the 36.
So Sweetwater takes over for their second possession here in the second half. A lot of new players into the game. They're going to take over at their own 36-yard line. Yeah, so you got so many substitutions happening. When you do get to one of those areas where it's a punt or some kind of special teams, it really throws that for a loop because usually you got most of those guys that are already out there. Right now you've got them sitting on the bench.
52, Joshua Lockmiller in at defensive end for the Cherokees.
Boyd back to pass. He's got a receiver. That's Melton on the outside. Breaks a tackle. Gets over the 45. He's going to have a first down up to the 48-yard line, a pickup of 12 for Sweetwater. Clock running. McMinn County leads 43-7. 3 minutes and 23 seconds to go in the third quarter. Got a mercy rule clock running.
Got Henry Cook in at the other defensive end. McKay McDermott also on the defensive line for the Cherokees. A couple of new players out there.
Boyd brings his team in. He's going to hand off to Melton again. He's a bruising runner. Surprised he wasn't maybe the starter.
Lowers that head, and he
looks like he's got good size.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to look. I don't have his height or weight on him, but him and Boyd are both pretty big boys.
Picks up 4 down to the McMinn 48-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down and 6 now.
2nd and 7.
Sweetwater breaks the huddle. Don't see a lot of teams necessarily huddle anymore.
No, it's very rare.
And they have been doing it.
Had to do it a little bit in some flag football this evening before we got here. But
whistle on the play, and I think we got a uniform issue.
This late in the game.
Always got one of those, every game.
Hayes Prince comes in right there in substitution, number 20.
Here's Melton again to the left side. Breaks a couple of tackles inside the 40. Here comes flags.
It's going to be a holding on the outside. Alexander got tied up. He was there to make the tackle, but number 11, Littleton, was holding him pretty hard right there.
Yep, I kind of felt that opened up really quickly. I mean, we had some players over there, and all of a sudden they were down on the ground. So this is going to cost them 10 yards from the spot of the foul. It's going to take it back to the 50-yard line, right at midfield with the penalty. They will get the down over. 2nd down and about 8. Clock under 2 minutes in the third quarter. It's going to go quick, guys. Coach Bo Cagle working on that 100th win of his career here at McMinn County. Only John Mullinax has done that. That's good company.
Very good company.
Here's the carry. Carell picks up about 4 yards down to the 46-yard line.
Tackled by Miller.
McMinn 46. It's going to bring up a 3rd and about 5. Dakota Thompson coming into the game. Faulkner coming out at the safety position. Sharp's in. Nunez is in at the other safety.
This will be Sweetwater's 8th third down attempt. They've only converted one of them. Also went for a 4th down tonight and missed that one.
Again, a lot of young players getting an opportunity to play. Here's the snap. Fake handoff. Boyd rolling around the right side looking for a receiver. It's going to be picked off. That's Sharp. Played it just perfectly. Jacob Sharp.
Pass intercepted by Sharp.
And they are celebrating all the way off the field. Having a great time out there. Boy, there are a lot of players that are getting to contribute here. This is probably going to be the end of the third quarter. Only 15 seconds to go, and the offense is just getting out there. So That's going to do it for the third quarter tonight. McMinn County leads 43-7. Actually, now they've stopped the clock just before we went to break.
Okay.
Now they're rolling it again. I'm not sure what that stoppage of play was all about. Maybe a mistake. Anyway, now the clock is rolling again. I don't think they're going to get a play off.
Nope.
They're not. That's the end of the third quarter. McMinn County leads it 43-7 over Sweetwater. We'll be back for the fourth quarter. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Companion Funeral Home of Athens is thankful to have served thousands of families since opening their doors in 2017. If you thought about making pre-arrangements to take the burden off your family and make sure your wishes are carried out when the time comes, they'll treat you with respect and assist you with the process as though you're a member of their family. They also accept pre-arrangements from other funerals. For a no-obligation consultation, give Ryan Tote a Companion Funeral Home a call at 424-453-2302 or stop by 400 South.
Hiwassee Builder Supply has been a part of our community for over 60 years. Hiwassee started in 1958 with a humble store on the square in downtown Athens and a lumber yard located on top of Depot Hill. They've grown ever since. Success should never be selfish. That's why the folks at Hiwassee believe their business has not only an opportunity, but a responsibility to contribute to the successful growth of the community in which we live and work. Hiwassee Builder Supply is proud to support our local schools and student athletes.
Back at McMinn County Stadium, McMinn leads it 43-7. They're going to need to reset the clock. It's still showing 0. The homecoming king was Zamel Mercer. The homecoming queen was Peyton Oliver. It's homecoming night here at McMinn County High School. And now they are trying to reset that clock.
McMinn's got some new players out there. I want to try to highlight them. Number 24, Harrison Fell, playing wide out. 15 is Drew Bottoms, a receiver out there, along with, let's see, on the offensive line, Ace Cagle is out there, number 58. 56, Jabari White is out there as well. 70, Chris Rouse.
Here's a pass from Brady Mullins. It's completed on the right-hand side, but it's going to be minimal yardage. Trying to see who that was that caught the pass. 15.
That was Drew Bottoms.
Drew Bottoms with the catch. It was a quick pass out to the right side by Mullins. And he's going to fight forward for only a yard up to the McMinn 22-yard line. Breaks one tackle there. He's going to have some running room, though.
Also on the line is 69, Matthew Bacon, on the right side of the offensive line for McMinn County.
Brady Mullins doing a good job running this football team right now. Here is a fake handoff. He's going to keep it, and he's going to be met by several Wildcats, and here's a late flag. Somebody's helmet is off, and it's Mullins. And I think it was pulled off. They're going to let him stay in the game, I believe.
Usually if you get it forced off, they'll kind of let you stay in there, but Dyer, also Peanut Dyer into the ball game.
It's going to be a personal foul on Sweetwater. That may have something to do with why that helmet flew off and why he's still in the game.
Face mask right there.
So going to mark this one off from about the 20, it looks like. Yep. The personal foul will take it up to, well, that's going to be up at the 36-yard line.
Against the Wildcats. Makes it 1st and 10 for the Cherokees.
So 1st down and 10 for the Cherokees. We are under the mercy rule right now. It's 43-7, McMinn over Sweetwater. 10 minutes and 20 seconds to go. And that may well just take 10 minutes and 20 seconds. Here's the handoff around the end. Find some running room. It's going to be up close to the 50. And that was Dyer, Peanut Dyer.
Dyer on the carry.
Outstanding run.
We got Tarzan and Peanut running the ball tonight.
And they're a tandem back there.
Yep.
That's the future of the backfield for McMinn County.
They're going to mark it at the McMinn 49-yard line, and that is a pickup of 13 yards. Now, Peanut Dyer has got some size to him, folks.
He does, and it's deceptive because he's got the speed that you wouldn't think anybody that size has, and he's been an outstanding track star in middle school, and that's relating well to the football field.
5'7", 184. He gets the call again. He was still fighting forward.
Still trying to tackle him, and the
kind of a quick whistle there. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's all they're going to give him. 2nd down and 10. Team looking to the coaches for the call. Again, Brady Mullins in at quarterback. This is the most extensive play that we've seen Brady Mullins get. And remember, Caden Hester is the senior. He'll be graduated along with Miller, who played a lot of quarterback. So this is great experience right here for Brady Mullins. Here is a handoff to Peanut Dyer again. He's inside the 50 this time, up close to the 46-yard line.
Dyer on the carry.
They're giving him a lot of forward progress.
They do.
They sent him flying back.
Yeah, we'll call it the 46, so a pickup of 3 on that play. Again, Mullins, I'm sure, is ready to throw that ball downfield if he gets the opportunity. I don't know that they're going to give it to him. Clock now at 8 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. It's 43-7, McMinn over Sweetwater. Here is the handoff. It's Dyer again, and he is around inside the 40. I think he's going to have enough for the first down. He is deceptively fast, isn't he?
You think a guy and the defender right there thought he was going to get him in the backfield, and definitely couldn't catch up to him.
He takes it to the Sweetwater 38-yard line. It's 1st and 10 for the Cherokees. This unit right here would love to drive the ball down and score. Tarzan White back in. Here's a quick pass to the side. That's Alexander. Needs a block. Doesn't get it. Going to be pushed out of bounds.
That was Melton that met him there and just didn't give him any room.
Maybe picks up a yard on the play. We'll see where the final mark gets set. Another good mark, I'd say. We'll call it the 35 because he's inside the 36, so a pickup of 3. That's going to be 2nd down and a long 7.
Got Philip Hamby as the number 72 is the center currently, a freshman. Snapping the ball back to Mullins.
Not much running room there for Tarzan White. He'll get up to the 35-yard line. That's where we had him. He really picks up about a half yard. But now it's marked right on the 35-yard line. Got to get to about the 28.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
Into the game at running back now, Cam Miller, 6 foot 182 sophomore, into the backfield. And he's going to get the call around the left end. He's got some running room himself. He's going to be close to the first down. Got pushed out somewhere around the 29, 28. Had to make the 28. So let's see what they give him.
It's going to be very, I doubt they're going to measure it, but
they're going to give him the 28-yard line. And they're going to call it a first down. You were right. You had the call right on that. If it was close, they were going to give it to him. 1st down and 10 for the Cherokees. Clock now under 6 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. It's been a great homecoming night for the Cherokees. And here is Cam Miller again around the left side. Again, he finds some running room. Takes a big hit from, I tell you, that Melton can play ball.
He can. And
he's looked good all night for Sweetwater. Both offensively and defensively. Big kid.
He's going to be tired tomorrow. That's a guarantee. He's taking some hits and giving some.
Ball's marked at about the 23. We'll call it a gain of 5 yards. Coach Bo Cagle going to get his 100th win tonight for the Cherokees. Brady Mullins waiting for the snap. Cam Miller back there at running back. He gets the call, but this time they were ready for him. Probably going to lose a yard this time, back to the 26-yard line. Lose a few, actually. Yeah, they mark it at the 26, a loss of 3. That clock is running fast. 4:42 to go in the game.
3rd and 8 for the Cherokees.
Probably just enough time for maybe 7, 8 more plays. Taking a long look at the sideline this time. Again, Mullins, I'm sure, would want to put that ball up. I'm not sure if they're going to let him. Here's the snap. Hands it to Miller around the right end. He's got some running room out there. No, he gets cut down. Nice tackle right there by Sweetwater, and that was Braylon Ferguson. He came up quickly out of his linebacker position. It looked like Miller was going to have more room than that, Cam Miller.
And we've been trying to scramble. It's actually 36. We don't have that listed on McMinn's roster.
Okay, my bad on that.
No, you're good. You're good. That's what press box got a little quiet up here. All of us trying to run around, and we'll get that updated before the end of the season, though.
4th and 8 for the Cherokee.
And they're going to go for it.
Mullins back to pass. He's going to throw deep down the right side, just overthrows the receiver. So it's going to be a turnover on downs.
Goes incomplete.
That clock will still run, though.
Sweetwater will take over 1st and 10 from the 26.
It's going to be under 3 minutes to go when Sweetwater runs this first play from their own 26-yard line. And they're in no hurry there in the huddle for Sweetwater. Now I think they're going to take a timeout.
Yeah.
So Sweetwater takes a timeout, 2:43 to go here in the game, and we will take a 30-second break. 30-second break.
L&M Motors, your local Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealer, is a proud supporter of McMinn County Cherokee Athletics. Brothers Leon and Marvin Hammond founded L&M Motors back in 1966. And under Kevin Hammond's direction, it's still going strong at 1001 South White Street in Athens. Go see Kevin and the crew at L&M Motors today and tell them the voice of the Cherokees, Terry Patrick, sent you.
Back at Cherokee Stadium, 2 minutes and 43 seconds to go here in the game. McMinn County leads it 43-7. Sweetwater comes out. I think they've got a new quarterback. They're finally playing some different players out there for this final 2 minutes and 43 seconds. Here's the snap. Handed off to the left side. Has some running room. Going to be close to the first down marker is the Sweetwater running back. And he's going to be close to the 35. I think we might mark him just a little short. Still taking a look at it here. I'm surprised they're not giving it to him if it's that close.
And it's even closer to the chain, so they could measure it if they wanted to.
Yeah.
That far side of the field.
And look, are we walking back? We got a penalty down.
False start.
False start. Well, that was
false start.
They looked at where that ball was setting for a long time before they made that. I mean, a false start's pretty.
That's pretty quick to call usually.
Yep.
But
I think they declined it. They're just going to do the play over. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. Anyway, it's still first down and 10. Give them the down over. It's as if there wasn't a play, really.
Yeah.
That might have really been the call there, is that play never really happened. So here's a carry around the left side. This time they're going to pick up about 5 yards, I think, to the 31-yard line.
Second and 5 for the Wildcats.
Second down and 5. Clock now under 1 minute to go here in the game. This could be the last play. Here's the handoff. It's bobbled. I think he got it back. I think he pulled it back in at the last minute, fought back to the line of scrimmage.
I don't know how he kept a hand on it because it bounced off his chest twice.
And Sweetwater's going to have one more play.
That was Luke Dalton, freshman for Sweetwater, running the ball there.
Play comes in. Again, Sweetwater huddling, which is something you don't see that much of anymore. Under 30 seconds to go here in the game. Bo Cagle's going to get his 100th victory. Here is a run around the left side. He's going to be a little short. He's going to be close to that first down marker. It's not going to matter. That's going to be the end of this game. And they're trying to get Coach Cagle. It's his 100th win. They're trying to dump the cooler on him. They're doing their best. Now, they didn't get it done. Now they're just picking up ice off the ground trying to hit him with it. But Coach Bo Cagle has enjoyed his 100th win as a McMinn County coach. We're going to celebrate a little bit up here when he comes up. But McMinn County has won this game tonight, a non-region game against the number 5 team in Class 3A, Sweetwater, and they have won it 43-7. They win it convincingly. Well, we're going to take a 2-minute break. We'll take a 2-minute break, and we'll be back here at Cherokee Stadium. Coach Bo Cagle is going to join us here in just a few minutes, but right now we'll take a 2-minute break.
College shouldn't be about lectures and assignments. It should be a community of people working together to prepare for their future. Tennessee Wesleyan University is that community, offering traditional undergraduate degree, allied health programs, master degrees in a variety of fields, and degree completion in management and criminal justice. With a supportive community of students, as well as TWU's caring faculty and staff, you can find a program that fits your goals in an environment built for your success. If you're looking for an education beyond the books, check us out at tnwesleyan.edu.
At Capstar Bank, we are listening. We want to earn not just your business, but your confidence and loyalty. Capstar Bank is locally owned and operates with a higher level of personalization and passion for greatness than any bank you've ever encountered. Capstar Bank, with locations in Athens, Etowah, Cleveland, Sweetwater, Madisonville, and East Tennessee, and online at capstarbank.com. Capstar Bank, we're listening. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Getting a good night's sleep is essential to your quality of life. So your mattress is one of the most important purchases you'll ever make. When it comes to comfort, one size doesn't fit all. The friendly staff at Plaza Electronics can help you find the right fit with brands like Tempur-Pedic, Serta, High Comfort, and Beauty Wrap. They also have lift beds and lift chairs, offering free delivery and setup, 12 months same as cash. Proudly serving this area for over 32 years, Plaza Electronics and Appliances. Visit them at their new location in the former home of Staples at 1609 Congress Parkway South.
You got to stand.
We're here for you. When you call, we'll be there. Nothing that we can't do. With integrity and excellence, we will see it through. There's nothing too hard for us to handle. Nothing that we can't do. We'll be here for you. Athens Insurance, serving East Tennessee since 1931.
Back at Cherokee Stadium, where McMinn County has won a non-region game versus the Sweetwater Wildcats. Of course, Sweetwater coming into this game as the number 5 team in the state in Class 3A, but McMinn County was ready. They weren't looking ahead to Walker Valley, Jared. They were focused in on this game. And you know, that's the way Coach Cagle coaches them up. They take it game at a time.
They do, and they came out firing. You didn't have to wait on them to kind of, okay, they were overlooking Sweetwater. I mean, they came out from the get-go and were ready to play. I mean, as you said, 4 plays for the first couple of series. I mean, you can't find more motivated players than that right there.
Yeah, it was very impressive. Let me walk you through the second half. It won't take but just a second. Of course, we wondered if McMinn was going to bring their starters back in to start the second half. We had dropped under that mercy rule. It was a 29-point lead, and they did, in fact, bring in the starting offensive players, and it took all of one play. And we saw Jaden Miller go for an 80-yard touchdown run. The extra point was good. That made it 43-7. And from that point on, the clock was running throughout the game. Sweetwater had one possession where they went 4 plays and punted. McMinn County went 3 and out and punted on their next possession. Sweetwater then began to drive, got it all the way up to midfield, but an interception by Sharp put that drive to a close. We had a couple of interceptions in the game, so a nice job by the defense. McMinn County takes it from their own 21. They would drive to the Sweetwater 26-yard line on their third possession of the second half. but they would turn it over on downs, and then Sweetwater gets the ball back for just 3 plays, and the end of the game, they would just run the clock out, end of game. So the final score is 43-7. Again, Coach Bo Cagle is going to be joining us here in just a few minutes for the Southland Finance Locker Room Show, and he will be celebrating with us, although we'll have to make him talk about it, his 100th victory here at McMinn County High School, and he will be making his way up. I haven't spotted him yet. Have you, Jared?
That's what I was just looking, and I'm sure he's getting – they made the announcement over the PA, so I'm sure he's getting stopped by several people congratulating him.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk a little bit about and we'll talk to him about this as well, Jaden Miller in that running back position. He gets the 3-yard touchdown run right off the bat, but then he breaks away for a 66-yard touchdown run in the first half. And as I mentioned, comes out in the second half, and on the very first play of the second half, and somehow he covered 80 yards in 6 seconds, which I think is super impressive. He gets the 80-yard touchdown run. My goodness, he looks strong back there.
And, maybe it takes some pressure off of him not having to be the guy to make the read. And there's no doubt he feels comfortable running the ball. When it's in his hands, he feels comfortable. Caden Hester feels comfortable with the ball in his hands. And so Miller he's got that tenacity that he just can see the open field, and he's got that speed. I know we've talked about it over the last several years, but he's got that speed that when he gets to that second level, you're not going to catch him most of the time. They tried several times, especially on the 80-yard run, and nobody could catch up to him.
A couple other players I think that we should probably note today. First of all, Tarzan White got a lot of carries.
Yes.
It'll be interesting to see how many yards he got. Had some really exciting runs there in the first half when really the first unit line was in there. And then in the second half, he had good runs, but they were tough, solid. I mean, they were 3- and 4-yarders, but he was continuing to run hard.
He was, and as I said it during the game. He keeps those legs driving. He's a young guy. The future looks bright for the backfield at McMinn County, especially when you're going to have a guy like Miller and Hester graduate. I mean, it's going to be bright, and Tarzan's just outstanding, very quick. I mean, he's got the cuts and all that he needs to make, so that helps a lot. And his ability to get free and open space, and he's patient. I mean, as fast as he is and as hard as he hits a hole, he can be a very patient runner.
Another player, let's just stay with the running back position. Peanut Dyer comes in, gets a few good runs as well.
I'm waiting till the time. We've seen him kind of break one here or there in some minutes, but when he breaks one and gets in the open field, that's going to be another guy that people cannot catch, and that's going to be great to see him break off a huge run in the future.
And finally, and I'm going to ask Coach Cagle about these guys as well, but Brady Mullins comes in and really runs the team well. They're probably holding back a little bit with what they the kind of plays they want to run, but Brady is under control out there.
Yeah, he is, and tonight is a game that probably gave him a lot of time to really kind of get comfortable in that role. And anytime you can get the guy that's going to be the next quarterback, what inevitably should be the next quarterback coming up, the comfort factor, playing under the lights. I know y'all talked about that in the coach's bench. You have a lot of guys that have not played under the lights on Friday nights and a lot of valuable minutes. This is a perfect opportunity for these guys to do it against a number 5 team in the state that had their starters in for a long time.
I think another thing that we should consider, too, some of our reserves, some of the McMinn reserves were coming in. Sweetwater had their first unit out there. So this was serious scrimmage for these guys.
It was. I think it was maybe the last possession or two they finally took their starters out for Sweetwater. So these guys got to go up against some good competition and held their own. That definitely did a great job, moved the ball, and made some positive plays out there. And a bright future for McMinn County football.
It's going to be interesting to see all of these stats, and we'll do that with Terry Stansel here in just a few minutes. You're probably going to hear the McMinn County band, who did not perform at halftime because of the homecoming festivities, but they are going to be performing here after the game, and they do a fantastic job. Well, still waiting up. I think Coach Cagle's trying to make his way up here.
He's a celebrity
He's
tonight.
getting grabbed by everybody tonight, that's for sure. But he is trying to make his way up here after his 100th win. So we're going to go ahead and take a 60-second break. But when we come back, let's introduce it as the Southland Finance Locker Room Show. Coach Bo Cagle is going to join us. Back in 60 seconds.
Count on Star Regional Medical Center to deliver joy. If you're expecting a new family member, count on us to provide the care you need close to home. From education and classes to labor and delivery to helping you care for your new baby, we're here to help every new parent and new arrival get off to a healthy, joyful start. Star Regional Medical Center. From the routine to the unforeseen, count on us. Learn more at starregional.com.
Did you know that All Things Exterior is your one-stop shop for energy-efficient metal roofing, vinyl siding, windows, doors, decking, gutters, and more? Basically, if it involves the exterior of your home, we can help. Hi, I'm Becky Jones. For nearly 20 years, Mike and I have been honored to help with your construction and home improvement projects. Whether you need one sheet of metal or 100, we appreciate your business. We offer quick turnaround, competitive pricing, and professional installation. Come see us at 723 Congress Parkway South in Athens. All Things Exterior, your one-stop shop.
All right, back at Cherokee Stadium for the Southland Finance Locker Room Show, and we are joined by head coach Bo Cagle. First of all, Coach, congratulations on this win tonight. Congratulations on it being your 100th win at McMinn County.
Yeah, well, I mean, I appreciate that. It was a good win tonight, and I really can't, those 100 wins, I don't know how much you want to talk about that, but it's longevity and a bunch of good football players. And, I've just been blessed with that while I've been here, and blessed with a administration and a team and a community that kept wanting me to be the head coach, and that's how you get things like that.
Well, you've done an outstanding job. We'll hit that again in just a second, but let's go ahead and talk about this game. Sweetwater comes in. They're the number 5 team in Class 3A. You don't know exactly what they're going to bring in here, but you knew they were going to be competitive. But you guys proved that you were not looking ahead to Walker Valley. You were focused in on this game. You jump out quickly, and in fact, it's 22-0. Your offense has ran 4 offensive plays. It's 22-0.
Yeah, I mean, I would not have expected that whatsoever coming into the game, but I know just the feel of the kids the last 2 days of the excitement coming, and us being off last week and having some fun, but then just hungry to get on the field and play. There wasn't a whole lot of motivation I had to do today because I could feel how excited they were about playing this game.
Well, let's go ahead and talk just a little bit about Jaden Miller from that running back position, because he rushes for 3 touchdowns tonight. In the first half, he rushes for the 3-yarder after the long return by Davion Evans, but then he gets a 66-yard touchdown run, which I'm not even sure he got touched over there.
No.
And then we wondered if the first unit may have a chance to play a possession or two in the second half. They do come out, and on one play, Jaden Miller takes it 80 yards to the house. So quite a night for him tonight.
Yeah, he had a great night. He didn't carry it a whole lot, didn't get a whole lot of touches, but he's big, strong, and fast, and the line was opening up some gaping holes up the middle, and when he got through it and gets to the second level, he's going to be hard to catch anyway.
It was almost like a kickoff return, watching him just take it down the open field.
Yeah, I mean, and we've thought about that ever since he's been back there. When he gets past the first level, 1, he's hard to catch. 2, he's going to be hard to bring down because he's usually a little bit bigger than most secondary that we'll see throughout the year.
All right, another thing that we should talk about there in the first half, Davion Evans had a really nice return for you.
Yeah.
He was my Cherokee chat guest at halftime, talked about him being the athlete, and he showed it tonight.
Yeah, and, we're trying to figure out how to get him the ball a little bit more, especially early in the game offensively, and he came off the field after that, and we had to stuff him back on the field, but you hadn't seen anything like that since we played McMinn Central. We had all kinds of momentum, stopping on 3 plays, then getting the punt and taking it all the way into the red zone to begin the game with. So that's the type of momentum that you want to start a game with, and that's what Davion Evans can bring to this team.
All right, stay with us, fans. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more comments from Coach Bo Cagle.
Osmond's Flooring has just received truckload after truckload of over 15 styles and colors of first quality waterproof plank flooring for the insanely low prices